Yes, it is Attack the Talk. I'm your host, AJ. Welcome to all of our amazing friends out there. We have in chat, we have, I should say first in chat, first chatter. First in chat is...
We don't have a drum roll.
It was Tish. Tish was first in chat. Tish said, hi, what's up, Tish? And we had Jacob followed by
hey, Jacob.
Tish, and then we have the Asian Freak also there. What is up? And everybody else that's there, what's up?
Hi.
And want to welcome you.
We know you're there, Zebra Cakes.
We are, yeah, Zebra Cakes is there.
I decided to cook because of Food Wars. No, Tish.
There you go.
I don't think that's why you decided
Food's
to cook.
so good, it makes your clothes fly off.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The flavor was just so good, my clothes fell off. It's basically the story of the anime.
I hope you guys are all doing well. If you guys did anything fun or exciting, let us know in chat. We'd love to go ahead and see what you guys have been up to. We are going to continue on with the episode,
Yeah,
and
we're just hanging
that
out.
would be
Everyone get your wine ready.
episode 9
Yep.
of season 4. That is called Brave Volunteers. This will be part 1 of our episode breakdown discussion. And again, this is a big Lexi episode. So if you like Lexi doing her, voice work, then you're going to like this episode.
You're not going to like today.
You're not going to like today.
I brought tea and everything.
There's no Gabi today.
That's
At least
true.
no Gabi.
That's right. At least they're characters I don't mind voicing.
Yeah.
They're like fun characters.
Yeah. We got, we're still being introduced to a new character, So it's going to be cool to go ahead and get to, continue to get to know this character's motives, so to speak. Yeah, I'm excited for us to go ahead and talk about it. I'm excited to hear Lexi's interpretation. And all the good and fun stuff. We don't have a Q&A or poll question this week, right?
We did not.
So again, in chat to our friends, if you have anything you'd like for us to go ahead and talk about, cover, let us know. We'll see if we can go ahead and get that going. Also, if you have any Q&A questions that you would like for us to go ahead and post, go ahead and send it to us. We'll go ahead and we'll look at them and we'll see if we can get good responses out of them and all that. Again, all that fun stuff. We will do the usual recap. We will go ahead and do the best we can to go ahead and bring the episode to life, as we usually do. Again, we are not voice actors, but
it'd be cool.
It'd be awesome if we were.
We're better than your favorite. No, I'm kidding. I don't know about that.
It depends on who your favorite is.
That's very true. That's very true.
Tish is asking, how are your weeks? I want to know. And Tish wants to know, how are our weeks? Does anybody have anything fun that they want to go ahead and talk about?
Went to Vegas.
Vegas! Hey, let us know.
I didn't win any money. It's okay. I wasn't even negative 200 by the time I left. So, I won money, but I didn't end with a profit. But I had a good time. We went for a friend's birthday. Tried to get into 2 clubs.
No luck?
Wow.
Lines were like 2,000 people long.
Damn,
minimum.
Didn't even get pretty privilege?
Fuck. I told the girls, I was like, hey, y'all should go up to the first quarter of the line, find some dude that thinks you're pretty. I don't care how ugly or smelly he is. Say, hey, do you mind if we wait with you? We have some friends coming, and just say some friends.
Yeah.
And then just text me, and we can hop in. We can get in there in 30 minutes. No, they wanted to wait. We went Saturday. We went to one. Line was way too long. We didn't even try.
Well, think about, so again, just for perspective here, Zach's talking about exactly. I was going to say that a weekend in Vegas during Memorial Weekend, it's going to be crowded.
It was bad. It was busiest I've ever seen Vegas.
Really?
Personally.
Wow.
And we went for Nate's birthday, which was around 4th of July. It wasn't even that busy then, but everyone wanted to go get fucked up in Vegas this weekend, man.
Really?
Yeah, we tried the first line. We looked at the line, and I told them, y'all can wait in this line.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down to the slots if you guys are going to wait here. And I'll come back up in an hour when you guys are about halfway in the line. And they were like, no, we went and did something else. We walked around, got good food. Sunday night, we were going to go see, what's his name? Dom Dalla.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was playing at one of the clubs there. And I think Wiz Khalifa was
really?
there. I don't know if it was the same set or if it was just he was earlier in the day, but they were both on the list for that day on Sunday. So we go up. We see the line, and I'm just like, oh. Girls go hop in line. We waited for like an hour and a half before they gave up. And I was like, I could have been gambling my money away. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, Vegas, we were at the Wyndham right next to the F1 track. That was cool. That's a huge fucking track, man. Drive wasn't bad there. It wasn't bad back. It wasn't super hot out there. I didn't burn, so I mean.
Oh, good.
That's a plus. I didn't burn.
You guys go to any pools or no?
No, we didn't. We were just kind of like. We went to was it Area 15, Omega Mart. So that was my second time there. I went with Nate for his 21st. Mm-hmm. It was cool. I mean, same. The
cool stop.
Two of them hadn't experienced it, so we were like.
So it's always cool when you have people that haven't experienced it and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, that was us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Omega Mart was cool though. There was some new stuff there.
You didn't stop over at Eddie World, huh?
Oh, dude, I drove with one friend and I was telling her I was like, hey, we're gonna pass Eddie World. Like, we don't have to go on the way there, but on the way back, like, let's stop there. And she was like, yeah, whatever. And then on the way back, she was sleeping, and then we, what was it? What's the ghost town called? Starts with a C.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I'm asleep for those rides.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, though? It's like right off the 15 in towards the mountains where they did the gold panning. They have the...
Is there like a old diner there too, or no?
I don't know if it's a diner. They have a restaurant there. Oh. I didn't go in there. The food didn't seem all that hot.
No.
Calico? Is that what it is? Calico Ghost Town?
Oh, maybe.
I think that's what it is, Calico.
I don't know.
But we swung by there. That was cool. We walked around a bit.
That's not over by Buffalo Bills, right? That's way past.
That's past.
Yeah.
I guess it's way closer to us than Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
It's like the 2 hour mark.
Okay.
On the 4 and change drive back. So it's like halfway.
Yeah, probably.
It's
midway point.
Right next to same exit as Eddie World.
Okay.
So instead of, if you're driving towards Vegas, instead of taking the right exit to go to Eddie World, you exit and go left, and it takes you all the way to the ghost town.
Okay.
That was cool. And then the rest of the week's just been
just kind of usual.
Just business as usual.
Yeah.
Coda got tummy parasites, so we got a medicine. There's your pup
date. There's a pub date there. In chat real quick, we got I know earlier Zebra Cakes is in chat. What's up, baby? Zebra Cake says I am at Ulta.
Yeah, she's
right on. She says she's getting my mousse for my cute little curlies. That's right. The Asian freak Lucas said BRB getting breakfast.
Yeah, he has to pick up his breakfast from 42 floors down in the lobby.
Shit. Okay. That's a workout right there too.
No, see, they have a fast ass elevator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Luca will be on FaceTime and be like, hey, babe, I'll be
feel?
right back with my food's here. I gotta go pick it up. I'm like, okay. And then I go to the bathroom or whatever, or something. And then I come back and he already called me back. I'm like, what? He's like, I got it. I'm like, how fast is that? You're 42 floors up. How fast
42?
is that? Yeah.
That's crazy.
How fast is that elevator?
What does that feel like?
He
shows you the view all the time.
Do you float?
I wish that, I mean, they don't really clean the windows because it's 42 floors up.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like,
it's a lot of windows.
It's beautiful. It's like beautiful mosaic because of all the dirt.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Hopefully,
it's really pretty though because it's the Philippines.
Some good breakfast.
There's like greenery.
Do you know what a usual breakfast is over in the Philippines for Luca?
Yeah.
Maybe Luca can go ahead and confirm and let us know. But what's like a usual breakfast for
I believe today,
a pro athlete?
Correct me if I'm wrong, babe. I believe today he got sisig, which is essentially meat and egg and rice and just
the essentials.
Mix,
Okay.
Nice.
The essentials.
Yeah.
Who fried the rice?
It's white. It's white rice. A white guy fried it.
There you go.
It's not fried at all. It's white.
The white.
He must be a rare commodity in the Philippines then if he's
go.
white and frying rice.
Yeah.
Also in chat, Tish said, she said, I went to a rave and they played old pop music. Sometimes all you need is a good drink and some recession pop to ease the pain. Yeah.
Yup.
That's cool. So I like when they go ahead and they play like,
some good bops.
Yeah, some good, even if they're just
slappers.
nostalgic too. It's kind of like, oh damn, I forgot about this song. Okay, and it's kind of just like ups the vibes a little bit. And
Then
stuff.
you realize how old you are.
And then you're like, oh shit.
You're like, wow, this song came out 10 years ago.
When Shake It by Metro Station
I know.
you're like, hey.
No, I've been hearing
like, oh,
statistics of like oh, this song officially is 20 years old. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Just says they're playing Breaking Free from High School Musical. Jacob says, I don't go to clubs because I have too much aura. That's right.
Oh, that's why you don't go to clubs.
And he also adds saying, plus, that's not really my type of environment. I don't go to parties. I have my own with my friends. Sometimes it's just nice to go ahead and have a nice little kickback and stuff with, friends and stuff,
I prefer that.
For me, I remember, in my, young adult days.
Right.
No, I remember during that time when I was like going out.
What, adult?
When I was now I'm just an adult. Yeah, not a young adult anymore. I'm just an adult.
Not even adult. He's just adult.
He's adult.
I'm just adult.
You're adult.
But yeah, I remember when I was going out and stuff. I didn't really like going over to like, especially at clubs. If anything, it was over to like the local bar and stuff. But yeah. I hate that vibe now. It's one of those things where like when you're in the like early 20s and stuff, you're kind of like, all right, yeah, you kind of almost work to go and live in like you live to work so you can enjoy during the weekends and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But then it's almost like whatever you worked for, you just waste it over on freaking drinks and shots and shit and all that, right? Just for the vibes. But thinking back, I'm like, one, I wasted so much money, and two, it's like, yeah, they were kind of like growing experiences, but now like thinking back, like I don't know, I'm like, I just never really. I thought I was having fun, but I wasn't really having fun,
Yeah.
But those are also lessons, again, that you have to learn kind of growing up, So that now as I'm a adult.
Now that you're a adult.
Now that I'm just
a lot more mature outlook on what's enjoyable.
I can tell you what, I've talked about it before so many times on the podcast now, it feels like, but like I'm definitely a homebody, and I very much just like enjoy just chill environments and stuff. I like just kind of hanging out with people that I care about and stuff. Like if I know I'm gonna go to some sort of like social gathering thing, when I have to really kind of like prepare myself for it. If I know I'm gonna go ahead and just go like hang out with family, if I'm gonna go and just hang out with zebra cakes and stuff, and if I'm gonna go and just see Zach, whatever, like I already know I'm gonna be like, okay, like that's in my comfort zone and stuff, But if Zach's like, hey, we're gonna go out over to this bar, whatever, I'm be like, ah, shit.
And I'd preface with, you're not getting out of this, by the way.
Yeah.
Take all the prep time you need.
You're not getting out of this.
But yeah, going over to clubs was never my thing. Never.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad we didn't go into the clubs in Vegas.
Yeah,
I could never go to a club that's not gay.
I've been to one. Honestly, when I was going with you and like your teammates and your friends and stuff, back in the day, those were some cool vibes and stuff, because everybody was having fun.
It's because we went to a gay club with 20 people. Yeah, so it was just us on the dance floor.
You had
so
your
it was
group.
comfy.
Yeah, and
we went with like 2 whole teams.
Yeah, exactly. So that was cool. But I was gonna say, as far as Vegas goes, I back in the day, being a group of friends. You know how you're walking amongst the different casinos and stuff, and they kind of hook it up with like, just little, club entries type stuff, whatever, get there fast enough. So we went ahead and we got in line, and they were showing Steve Aoki, and
he was there too.
He's always there.
He was there.
He's just a staple of Vegas.
Following up for Dom Dalla.
Okay, but here's the thing though, right? What time was? What time do you think he was going to go on?
Fuck. Well, we were talking about it before. We were like, we're lucky if Dom Dalla gets on by 1.
That sounds about right.
He probably would have gotten on like 2:30.
Yeah, because I remember we got in line, we got there early and stuff. We got into the club and we're thinking, okay, cool, like Steve Aoki, hell yeah, it's gonna be fucking badass and stuff. Get to go and see some people getting caked.
It was his amazing aim that he has.
Dude, I know. I remember
his beautiful arm.
Some of us were getting like overstimulated. Some of us were just like. The vibe wasn't right. We were trying to just go ahead and just deal with it. But then all of a sudden we found out what time he was going to be on.
Oh, hell no.
And at this point,
Vegas
it's already
really
like, close to midnight. And they're saying that he was going to go on probably around 2 o'clock. And we're like, oh, hell no. That's what we needed to hear. And we just like left. Mm-hmm. We're like, fuck that.
Yeah, nah. See, we got in line at like 10.
10?
We hopped out of line at like 11.
That sounds about right too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hopped out of line. We only moved like not even a quarter mile.
Damn.
And the line was probably like half a mile long.
Damn. Yeah.
And then the line just got shorter and fatter. I saw the guardrails getting pushed out.
Oh.
And what really kind of
like, we're not moving. We're just getting squished.
Well, what really drove it home for me, and I told them this like 45 minutes into our hour and a half waiting in line.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go sit down over there, and I sit down and I'm kind of looking towards, not even like halfway through the line, just in front of us, like maybe 50 yards in front of us, 20 yards or 30 yards in front of us, somewhere in that range. And I'm just seeing people walk up along the walk path. The railings end and they hop in line. And I look at them.
That shit's annoying.
And they're looking forward. Like all my friends are looking forward, and I'm looking back at the line, and I'm like, so we're all seeing this happen, and
Yeah.
you still want to stand in line? Like, you want to see Dom Dollar that bad that you'll let people cut you? I'm like, hell. I was
Just
like,
said I'd immediately go home.
I was ready to. That's why I said I took a seat. I hopped out of line, I took a seat, and I was just watching them move forward. And they literally probably moved from corner to corner in like the 20, 15 minutes I was sitting in the chair. Wow. And I was like, wow, they moved 10 feet. Time to get back in line and tell them people are still cutting the line.
Yeah.
And apparently there's another line on the other side of the building.
You know what you gotta do? I can't remember which casino they're at. You gotta go see Blue Man Group.
What was that, MGM?
I think so, yeah.
I wanted to go to the MGM. I don't think we even went in there.
Blue Man Group. I talked about it on the podcast. Didn't know what to expect. So I went with Zebra Cakes and some of her family, and yeah, we didn't know what to expect. We went into experience, just again, kind of zero idea, and walked away thinking, one, what the hell did we just watch? And whatever the hell we just watched, it was entertaining. So
we enjoyed it.
Yeah, Blue Man Group were insane.
They did a good job.
Real quick,
go put a Band-Aid on your finger.
Back to the whole clubbing thing. Jacob says, I never did. What did I miss? I guess I don't relate with my generation. Honestly,
nothing.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
Nothing.
As a matter of fact, I think you saved, a lot of money.
Saved your soul, bro.
Saved your soul as well. Yeah. No, those are just experiences that some people have, but not everybody. Not every person has those kind of experiences. So trust me, bro. You're not missing, anything, and you're on your own course in life. Like we talked about last week. Like just do you, and don't think about stuff that you missed or whatever. Because at the end of the day, you can't go back and stuff, you can't, don't even dwell on stuff like that. Like, coming from a person who has kind of experienced a little bit of that, like, again, and I think the sentiment is what we all kind of sense and feel is that you didn't miss much.
Trust me, this isn't the generation you want to relate with, bro.
Yeah, it's not that generation.
No.
100%.
It only gets worse after us,
It's
bro.
so horrible right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the internet is down at my school district.
Oh, really?
And kids are throwing fits because they haven't gotten their iPad time. Like, I guess they just use Chromebooks all the time. Like, that's how they do their schoolwork, Chromebooks. I'm like, no wonder your guys' handwriting is so ass.
Was I talking
you guys don't write.
They're putting AI in, like, early grade school classes now.
Oh, my God.
Like, they're dead ass. They said that it's 2 hours of structured subject learning on AI, and they get all of their lessons done for the day. Because it teaches them at their own pace. There's no... Everybody needs to be on the same chapter anymore.
Interesting.
It's your AI is tailored to your teaching style. It'll help you excel in the things you are good at, and it'll help you work on the things you're not good at. Mm-hmm. And as long as you can meet certain criteria,
So it's more individual.
Exactly. And the teacher isn't a teacher.
Ancient texts.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
We have
the teachers aren't teachers anymore, though. The teachers are emotional support.
That's crazy.
They're there to help guide the students, and all they really help them with is, I guess there's more shit to it. They're teaching the more important shit like communication, social standards, and blah, blah, blah. But how long is it going to be until they completely make that person obsolete and put a robot in there for emotional support instead?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That seems to be the direction that we're heading into.
I think it's a cool thing, but it's not going to be used for the right reasons.
Yeah.
No.
I think
That's
it's
why
totally
so
going to
many
be
people in this
overused.
generation are horrible with anything social, anything that requires any empathy, anything that
have their own
requires
dialect.
any self-reflection. Like, they're so used to like talking to a screen or like doing things through a screen that they haven't fully connected emotionally with stuff. And
Preach, Jacob.
yeah, Jacob, preach, bro. Like today, there's a bunch of kids literally like throwing tantrums, and like kids that I've never seen acting out today. And I went up to one of the teachers. I was like, is it just one of those days? What's happening? And she was like, no, the internet's been out for 2 days. And I don't know, we don't use the internet out there.
Yeah.
The only thing we use it for is just to print out the rosters, and that's it. And yeah, we were like, oh my gosh, it's been out for 2 whole days. They were like, yes. And she's like, I have my iPad I brought from home with me because I can use my cellular data. But she was
For a
like,
hotspot.
yeah, hotspot.
Oh, cool. Are they going to reimburse you for that? Because that charges
And
you.
She was saying that she brought that because she's a special ed teacher. And one of her kids was really throwing a tantrum today. Like, he had been really good, so I don't know what was going on. So I asked, and she was like, I don't want to reward his tantrum throwing for his iPad with an iPad. So she's like, I brought it, I have it on me, but I'm not letting him know that because he's already crying for the iPad. She's like, I can't give it to him just to get him to stop crying. But you know what? Bless those kids, man, because we're trying to do silent warm-ups. Think, you're doing arm circles right now, sitting with 60 kids, and you hear one kid in the corner going, I hate you! I hate you!
Damn.
Screaming. And all the other kids are like, obviously trying to be polite, you know, they're not trying to make fun of him. They know that he's on the spectrum. So they're like, they're fourth graders trying not to laugh. And I'm like, bless your hearts, kids.
You had to turn around so you didn't laugh.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, I know he's on one today. I know. It's honestly sad just seeing like what the lack of a iPad will do to kids.
I know, it's crazy. That kind of stuff like brings the demons out of people, huh?
I don't care. I played
Mini
Detroit
Anakin.
Become Human. I know. Mini Anakin in the back. Yeah, don't worry about Anakin in the back, all right, guys? Keep doing your arm circles.
He's just mad that Obi-Wan has the high ground.
Yep. Earlier in the chat, I saw Zebra Kicks had a little moment with a PetSmart kitten.
Yeah, I was playing with a kitten at PetSmart, and its paw came through the glass hole, and its nail stuck into my finger. Go to Honey's in Silver Lake. I think that was the response.
Yep. So free shout out there. Awesome. Lex,
Yeah,
what about
Tish,
you?
I totally agree. This is why people aren't emotionally regulated. Yeah, there's no emotional intelligence being taught at all.
No, there's just no social aspect being
Yeah.
taught at all. The only social aspect is, here, kids, here's a fuck ton of tablets.
Remember
Talk
to print 'em
amongst
in.
yourselves.
I know.
Yeah.
I made a group chat for everyone. Like, that's
Even when I hang out with my friends now, not saying any names, friends, but there'll be times when me and Gay Zach, my friend Zach, and there'll be times I'm just sitting with my friend Zach, and we'll be there, and our other friends will be on their phone, and we literally have to be like, guys, we invited you here to hang out with you. Put your phone down. Like, we literally have to do that to our friends.
That's so crazy.
And we'd be like, guys, they're like, sorry, I'm watching the game right now, or like there's some film, or it's always something sports related. We're like, guys, I get you put money on that game, but I invited you here to hang out with you. Yeah, those are the people I hang out with.
Yeah, I'm about ready to take the jump you took and just fucking kill all social media on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, none of it's any good.
Yeah.
There's a
Actually
couple of
frying
funny
your brain.
TikToks here and there, but why do I go on Instagram? To look at reposted TikToks.
Yeah.
And even
It's
then,
actually peaceful to not scroll and go instantly from funny cat videos to suddenly like the worst news you've ever heard.
a dead body.
Like ever. And you're like, awesome. What's next? Cool, a workout tip. What's next? Someone just died.
Yeah, some dude got flattened by a semi-truck. What?
What's
Jacob
next?
said it's
Somehow
all
nudity. Why
it's
is
all
that on my
anime
feed?
for me.
Next
I'm
up,
chilling.
here's an ad for
I'm right there
an
with you, bro.
AI dog.
I know. I'm like,
My
With
algorithm,
Christmas music in the
Jacob. It's
background. AI dog.
it's AI generated One Piece characters. That's my algorithm for YouTube,
Yeah,
and they're pretty cool.
it's a fire algorithm.
Yeah, I saw a pretty cool. I showed Zach pretty cool Blackbeard. AI generated Blackbeard.
AI generated Kuzan.
Yeah, that shit was crazy too.
AI does have cool stuff, but
Oh, they what is it? Google released.
I want an AI made, not an AI artist.
Yup. Google released, I believe it's called Vera, Vera. It's their new AI visual generator engine.
Oh.
Oh, wow, we're fucked. The misinformation is gonna go crazy.
No,
'cause
dude, the amount of stuff I've been seeing on Twitter, and I'm scrolling through, and I'm like,
That's
oh,
already-
that's weird.
that's already
and
happening.
And then I find out, like, 10 posts later, that, guys, that's AI.
all of
I'm
it's
like,
AI.
oh my god, I got
You can't
fooled.
tell anymore. Let's see, Vera.
I've seen people, like, AI
Google.
photos of other people be like, oh, AI, a photo of this person taking off their shirt and dancing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just a photo of someone on the internet. I think that's scary. Look at us now. The internet is immortalized. We're literally podcasters complaining about the internet. Look at how
It's crazy.
hypocritical we are.
Well, I mean, the
Like,
thing
yeah,
is,
guys,
though,
the
is
internet
that, like,
sucks. Anyways, tune in next week and check out our Instagram.
The thing is though, is like this isn't for any kind of means of just like, you know, anything selfish. Like these are,
I think
this
it's
is
called VO.
this is our like outlet to, you know, kind of linking and connecting with our friends. You
To
know,
actually be normal.
I think it is
We can
called
actually just hang
VO.
out.
Yeah, but dude, I was watching some footage from it, and it looks
Scary,
like a
realistic.
legitimate. It looked like someone took professional camera. There's a video of this old man on a boat. And you don't really see the boat. It's just more like a close up of his face, and you see him on the water, and it wind blowing single strands of hair.
Yeah.
It's poor. You
There's
can
no
see
like
pores.
morphing happening.
It's a person. It looks
And it's
like
like
a,
high def.
like it's very high, like 4K quality.
Yeah.
Like you could make a full
That is
feature length film out of that engine alone.
are there
It's-
6 fingers on one hand?
No.
No, that's not a thing
it's-
anymore.
AJ, what
I like
what
when
I'm
AI
telling you.
was Will Smith eating spaghetti. That's the AI I
That
miss.
shit was crazy too. Or the,
I like that.
the Gordon Ramsay ones too. Those ones are hilarious too.
But when I tell you the perfection of this AI imagery is so good that it scared the fuck out of me. I wasn't even excited. I wasn't like, wow, that's so cool. I was like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
With, at least our country, we're fucked. The misinformation is gonna go crazy to all these kids on their tablets. Like, I'm not excited for what AI is bringing to America.
Yeah. It's honestly, it is
just-
scary.
That's all it is. It's not well-being of the planet, the people. It's well-being of my pockets
Yeah.
and what I can have before I leave this world.
Scary times that we live in. So I mean, at the end of the day, you know, like just enjoy the time that we have, and just, you know, like Tish has touched some grass, go outside. You know, yeah. I mean, just feel the beauty that is nature. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. That's why I really enjoy, you know, just going on walks with zebra cakes and stuff. You know, just talking and stuff, feeling the actual air. You know, and all that. Growing up, I was always outside. I was always just playing basketball. You know, just that was like some sort of like form of therapy for me. Got to the point where like whenever I got disciplined growing up, my parents didn't go ahead and take away like video games and take away TV, didn't take away any of that stuff. They took away my ability to go outside. You know? They're like, you can't go outside today. I'm like, wait, what? And like that's where obviously it really like, you know, it hurt, you know, and all that. But that's how I would get disciplined. Is just I wouldn't be able to go ahead and practice outside. I wouldn't be able to go outside.
They're talking about how you would get punished.
Yeah.
Because that's what would work.
Yeah.
No basketball. What? You could take away everything else. You could take away his bed, his clothes. I mean, not like we did, but you could
No,
take
I was
away
talking
anything.
about like games, TV, you know.
go outside and
Yeah. And he'd be like, okay, whatever.
Like you can't go see your friends. I'm like, shit, okay, that's fine with me.
You're like, cool, I get to stay home.
like, can I
Cool.
go in the backyard at least?
You know, they're like-
Now you get to be like the mom said no anytime you want.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Lex? What you been up to?
Did
anything
you already
fun?
talk about yesterday?
Did not. No.
Okay, then
Yesterday was a very special
can do
day
that.
For,
Yesterday
someone.
was our mom's birthday.
Yeah, shout out to Mom.
Round of applause. Oh, that's not an applause. What did I just click? I didn't hear it. So I guess I don't know.
You don't
Round of
know.
applause for mom. Hold on, which one did I click? Oh, I clicked on the one that sounds like a PlayStation booting up.
Okay.
But anyways,
That's
happy
Mom.
birthday, mom. Her birthday was officially yesterday.
Officially yesterday.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know,
it was just really, really chill.
we you know, just ate at home and hung out and played some games.
yeah.
And we ended up trying out that TikTok game, that game that I'd seen on TikTok where you try to match up in this instant we used cans of soda. 'Cause we
Yeah.
had so much soda from the weekend before.
Yeah.
But you trying to match the pattern without seeing it, you just get told how many are correct. Have you seen it?
I've seen that. There's the husband and the wife, and they have you seen that video?
The one where the wife is insufferably stupid.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know
Yes, you've seen
exactly
it.
what you're talking about. They're trying to arrange cup colors, and she's like, no. And he's like, okay, 4 right. And she changes the whole thing, and he's like, 0 right. Changes it back. 3 right. Okay, changes it back. 0 right. And it's very obvious which one is which. Anyways, we did that with sodas, and it wasn't annoying. We were all
Here.
smart
no,
about
it's
it.
like we were like working together as a team. I don't want to see it if she's
It's
gonna
so
be
annoying, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
She said again.
So he's like, yeah, so that one's right. And she keeps moving it.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Hey, but it's satisfying at the end, though.
We'll skip it for AJ.
The end is satisfying, though, because he
I-
gets it. after they are like screaming at each other.
She is mad and gives up.
She gives up, and he's able to go ahead and figure it out.
It's not fully there. But at the end, he's trying to put the last one down, and she's like, no, that's not right. It goes here, and he's like, what do you mean? Let me put it. She's like, no, it's not right. And he literally, all he has to do is put it down for it to be correct. He finally does it and holds her back, and she's like, you're so wrong. And the guy goes, correct. And she goes,
God, he doesn't even have the full one.
like she acts like she wasn't just yelling. She was like, oh.
Yeah.
But anyways, we did a game like that, and it wasn't frustrating. We worked as a team.
We worked.
Yeah. And we played a couple of Jackbox games. It's always a staple. A couple
also,
ping pong
on top of
games.
we were just, talking about. We went for a walk.
We did. We went for a walk with all the dogs. We probably looked insane.
Yeah, with all the dogs with us.
With a golden retriever, 2 mutts, and an old lady.
Yeah.
And one of the mutts has missing a leg.
Yeah.
The other mutt has weird eyes. The other mutt looks like he's wearing a costume.
When I walked in, I was like, you look like a skinwalker.
I know. He looks crazy, huh?
If you walked into the living room and he was like standing, going like this, I'd be like, kill it.
Yeah, his eyes are just crazy.
I know.
And he's just shaped very
eyes.
like strong. Yeah, we played a lot of games. Mom really enjoyed her birthday because she got all of her gifts and times with family. And since it was yesterday was Wednesday, I don't have work on Wednesdays. I spent the whole day basically just, Mom was surprised. She was like, you're so domestic now. What's happening? Because I made peanut butter chocolate muffins and drizzled them and everything. I did a whole full thing with a presentation, and I made like 2 full quarts, was able to fit it into one thing of lemonade from lemons in our backyard.
Yeah. And the thing is,
those lemons are huge.
So
we're finally putting them to use.
They were good, right? The muffins were good. And I know Zach also ate one before the podcast, but
he can vouch. They came out kind of good.
Lexi actually did not tell anybody what the hidden ingredient was in it. And she obviously will not still. She was just saying, do you feel it? I'm like, well, feel what?
No, they were good.
Oh wait, are they magic brownie or magic cupcakes?
He's like, what did I just eat?
No, I was like, oh shit. I was like, what's in the lemonade? Because I drank the lemonade.
They have THC infused lemonade too. That's the thing. Is the 2 things I made could easily be THC infused, but they're not.
Okay. I was like, I don't feel it.
You know, you were like waiting for it to kick in.
I was like, how strong? Like, what are the dosages?
No. There wasn't anything in them. Or was there?
No.
We'll see.
Well, you'll see how I act by the end of the podcast.
They're like, I don't know, Lexi, you drink a lot of lemonade yesterday.
No, the lemonade was good. The muffins were good.
It's because it's fresh. I actually had to this sounds so stupid of me, but I actually had to boil water to make lemonade, guys. You would think it's just lemon juice and water and sugar, but no, you gotta make syrup out of it. Yep. You gotta boil water with the sugar. And sorry, Mom, we're low on sugar. May have used a lot of it.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we have to make a store run.
But yeah, as soon as Mom came home from work, Dad and I were ready. I had the platter of muffins with the big bundt cake in the middle with caramel on it. And as soon as she walked in, the candle was lit and we sang happy birthday to her. It was really cute.
Yeah. It was nice.
And we had a grand old time. Other than that, work's been great. Because it's the end of the year, everyone's in good spirits.
Yeah.
And the kids have been absolutely Leximade. The kids are absolutely in love with me, and I'm worried for summer because I told them that I wasn't going to be, because I see the same kids Monday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Those same kids. So today I was like, hey, I won't see you on Monday. I'll see you next Thursday though. I'm going to be out of town. And my coworkers told them, they're like, yeah, Lexi's going to Guatemala. I was like, why'd you say that? They're like, it's funny. I was like, okay. And they thought I was supposed to leave today. So a lot of the kids today were like, Lexi, I thought you were in Guatemala. I'm like, nah, I stayed one more day, guys. One more day.
Had to see my favorite class.
Yeah. But then I was like, I just missed you so much. They're like, you're lying. I'm like, yeah, I am. But I was telling them, guys, I won't see you on Monday, but I'll see you Thursday. And they're like, no, okay, bye, Miss Lexi. I'm like, it's only 5 days, guys.
Yeah, but for kids, that's
like an eternity.
Yeah.
I know, that's true. That's
actually
true.
They gotta wait 7 days.
Yeah, because they do. They have to wait 7 days to see me. They have to wait a whole week. Aw.
You're gonna come back and be like, who are you?
I know.
Where our substitute go?
It's okay.
You're
They
gonna
always
come back
confuse.
tan because of where we're actually going, and then they're gonna think you're coming back tan from Guatemala.
I know. I'm there. I can't wait to come back there and be like, how is Guatemala?
I know.
Like, so much fun, guys. Ugh. Should have seen the animals I saw and
Like
the
zip
rivers.
lining.
I know. I swam through rivers and went rock climbing. Like, show me a photo. I didn't get any.
I know. He's like, I was just
I was
living in the moment.
completely internet free.
You should
Yeah.
try it sometime, kids.
They're
like,
always like, what's your TikTok? I'm like, I'm not.
I know. You're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I like in chat right now. We got Tish says like my one-eyed cat. And Jacob says so the cat's eyes shut. So the car is like
cat.
Zorro. So
That's
it's
like an internet meme to always say
so
the word
cat's
car
eyes
instead of
shut.
cat.
So the cat is like Zorro and Guts or Stitch.
You could put a button on that eye and
then
say he's like Coraline.
Tish just says, "No, Jacob."
No, Jacob.
I mean,
Not
hey,
stitching cat eyes.
maybe
She's like talking him down.
it's an okay idea.
Speaking of Stitch, I heard that the Lilo and Stitch live action movie wasn't bad.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's
Luca gave
breaking
it.
freaking records or something like that.
Yeah,
right
Luca
now.
gave it when he
That shit
initially
passed
watched
Endgame.
it. He was like, I give it like a 9 out of 10. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, I liked it.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
But it doesn't have Gantu.
Yeah. I put a googly eye, but my parents would kill
It doesn't
me.
have yassified Bleakley. They made
No?
him. No, he's not wearing a wig in this one.
What? Really?
It's not an alien wearing a wig. He just disguises himself as an actual dude.
Is that
Jumba's
Lucas, is that
Where's my
okay?
drag queen? I know. That's okay.
I vividly remember.
Wait, is he
even in the
saying 9
show,
out of
the
10's
female
okay?
Bleakley.
What happened, Zach? For like what? The
Said-
show?
Oh, one, it doesn't have Jumba. Isn't Jumba the villain in this one?
Is he?
Oh, is he?
'Cause there's
Babe,
no
we need
Gantu.
some.
Oh shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. There's no Gantu.
All right, babe. I need you to. You're gonna be our Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
They should have gotten RuPaul.
But
No, RuPaul would have
Oh,
ate
that
as
would've
that
been
alien.
great. I vividly remember even in the show, Pleakley in costume being like the OG alien hermaphrodite. I was like, you know what? Cross-dressing isn't that bad if Pleakley does it this well.
Yeah, it's fine. They made Jumba evil and no Shark Man.
Yeah,
Wow.
no Shark
What
Man.
the hell?
Jumba is voiced by Zach Galifianakis, right?
Is he voiced by Zach Galifianakis?
I know he's one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't know that if he is.
I think he is. I know he voices one of them. I'm pretty sure he voices Jumba.
Lilo and Stitch. Boy, hold on.
got
Verifying.
Drag queen.
No, he's not.
Who is Zach Galifianakis?
Zach Galifianakis plays Dr. Jumba Jukaba.
What?
Yeah, see? What are you looking at? Some AI bullshit? Okay.
Wait, he plays him in this movie?
Yeah, and
new
Billy
one, yeah.
Magnuson
Oh, I
plays
thought you were saying
Pleakley.
he voices him in the original.
No, in this movie.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying. I was like, what?
Isn't he voicing him?
in
this
the
movie?
original,
No, he's
it's
playing.
David Ogden Steers.
He's playing him.
Yeah, but
He's playing and voicing.
Yeah. Say Jumbo also is
Because
in
they're
the
make-
CGI. He has to do the voice.
Well, because they don't
Zach
have
Galifianakis
their...
does a lot of voice work.
Yeah.
He's a Joker
Yeah.
in the Lego Batman stuff too, and all
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Zach Galifianakis is?
yeah,
What the hell?
he's kind of stepped away from like being on screen acting. He's done a lot of voice work.
Damn, I gotta get back on my... Sorry, Zach, I wasn't familiar with your
Hey,
game.
he lost all that weight, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what, your
Yes, we get
voice
David.
is still Zach. This skinny
Okay.
Zach is not Zach.
He said critics
Zach?
always hate.
Right.
Babe, I'm not being a critic. I'm just saying we should have gotten a drag queen.
We should have
Critics
gotten
always
Gantu.
hate.
Yeah, critics
That's like-
always
Well, I
That's
mean, he
like-
said 9 out of 10, so I mean that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like,
that
are
would
you
be
saying
high.
the 10 would have been
10 would
like?
have been with Gantu, or 10 would have been with cross-dressing Pleakley?
RuPaul is Pleakley. No, RuPaul is Pleakley would have been perfect. Okay, babe, I need
I
to
don't know
hear
who
your...
voices Pleakley.
I need
I
to
got
hear your
you.
assessment on this.
Talking about the OG or the new one?
No, the new one.
Okay.
Billy Magnuson.
Don't know who that is.
Luca says, I mean, the Asian freak, sorry, I didn't mean to dox you. The Asian freak says, people either mad if it's a direct copycat or mad if it's not the same as the original. I think it's good to have some changes.
Ooh,
right.
very,
Magnuson
that's
was
very
in the
PC of you.
2019
Imagine.
I know.
Aladdin.
No, I get it.
He was
would have
in
been down
Spy
for
Kids.
He said, "Yeah, would have been down for RuPaul." Period. That's all I need to hear, babe.
He was in No Time to Die.
Then I'll watch it.
Should be a big
And Bubbles.
bald head black man.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Mr. or whatever.
Oh, they got the
Bubbles.
guy from the actor from
It should be a
This Is
big,
Us, right?
bald-headed black man.
Yeah, he should have been.
But you know what?
Cobra
That's true.
Bubbles.
I guess if you're gonna remake a movie, it shouldn't be an exact copy. But you should
not?
you should keep the elements that kind of made it what it is. I think.
Shaq.
I mean, that's
Shaq.
like,
You wanted Shaq as Bubbles?
it's just staying true to the source. I mean, Shaq as Bubbles would have been fucking great.
That would have been great.
Bubbles is a big dude.
Yeah.
I could totally.
His costume
So you're
designers
the
would have
dog.
needed, yeah,
That's all I could just see Bubbles.
and the glasses down.
Too big of a black man.
Yeah, that black man is too big. They had the costume designers would kill themselves designing his costume.
That'd be one.
Sorry,
hey,
would off themselves. I'm
all
not
they
allowed to
gotta
say
do
that
is
yet.
all they gotta do is make a big old suit for him. I'm sure you got suits tailored to him all the time.
I know. We're like, can you just bring one of your own? We
Not
don't
like
have
he
enough
doesn't have the
material.
money for it. It's not like Disney doesn't have the money for it.
You're
Even though
right.
They act like they don't.
I know we just did a whole thing on AI, but someone AI Bubbles is Shaq
That'd
right
be
now.
So peak. You know, with that Google image thing I told you about, that engine, you could make a full-length Lilo and Stitch movie.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and we'll just do a
Yeah.
live action AOT. Just saw through that.
Eddie,
I know.
now's your chance.
No, it's
bro.
already
We
it's
can
already
do it.
happening.
I
Eddie's
saw-
been showing
oh,
me.
You saw that video
Yeah.
too? Holy
Eddie's
shit,
been, the
man.
one that he sent today, right?
Yes. I'm gonna
Yeah,
show you
Eddie's
right
been
now.
sending us AI of live action AOT,
I have not seen this. Why have you
and
not
it's because
shown me
it's
this?
online.
Well, why? Well, I'm here in
Here.
person.
Here.
Well, we need to watch you. We need to watch
We
you.
need to
this.
watch me watch
We
it?
need to watch you watch that.
See, this is what I'm fucking talking about. AI is
Instantly.
the greatest. I'm kidding. Imagine.
What were we just saying about iPad kids?
This shit's crazy.
I have not watched Thunderbolts.
I haven't
I
either.
should. I heard it was like super
Could you
good.
imagine if they did a full AOT series in? Oh my god.
That's all AI, man.
What? Aaron, Armin, and Mika still look amazing. Don't even tell me. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
terrifying. I love that. The Colossal looks so menacing.
I got to see it.
With
Wait,
this song in the
Eddie,
background.
are you making
for it,
this?
too.
Imagine.
I know. Eddie's like, anyway, here's my first
It's
draft.
so good. That scene could be better.
Yeah, but that's like, that probably took 30 minutes to draft up a prompt for it.
That's insane.
Not even 30. They
Yeah.
probably just took a clip of the show, threw it in an AI generator, and said, "Make me a live action AOT, clip for clip."
Yeah.
This that I sent you.
That shit's crazy.
He sends me stuff like this too.
Why did I think the guy in the middle was freaking Will from?
Oh, Will.
Stranger Things.
Because it's the haircut. It's what
But
he
that
owns.
is crazy. Who are those three?
I know. It's just AI.
See,
Is
this
that AI?
This
This
is
is
the,
AI.
this is the shit Eddie
fuck?
sends
This is
me.
AI generated.
I thought those were
dude.
real people.
No, this is
This
AI
is-
generated.
This is my typical Eddie message.
Oh God. Why is it? Was he just born like that?
I guess so.
What?
Oh,
The first one is what threw me off. Was just
he's just born with the
Was that a goatee?
goatee.
yeah.
2 more days until Chopper and live action.
Yeah,
reveal.
we're supposed to get that. Yeah, the Netflix, the Tudum
This
thing
is also
event.
AI.
There's so much of it.
That's so freaking scary.
I know. They're kind of perfect though.
Yeah.
Just are you gonna get someone who can act?
Connie and Jean. Oh my gosh.
No, dude.
That looks amazing.
I know. Here. Analyze that.
Is that Peak, Zeke, and? Damn, this is crazy.
Like, can you imagine watching a full-length like film or series where you can
Wow.
like live action emotions?
Yeah. I like how, of course, Sasha's eating.
I know. He's got
As always.
Damn, that's crazy. Oh my god, AI is insane.
Baratold looks perfect. Rhina looks great.
They all look great.
See, AI could
Aaron
save,
has his dead eyes.
AI could save anime adaptations.
Armin's a little too hot. They need to make him a little uglier. A lot of these people are too hot. They need to be uglier.
You gotta get people in seats.
All right. Awesome. Glad to hear everybody's doing well.
But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Oh, and for my mom's birthday gift, I not only made her those muffins, I also I've been making jewelry, as you guys have been hearing, and I made her earrings.
That's so cool.
And more to come. Oh, I don't get to promo my stuff. Anyways, that was it.
Awesome. Well, again, I hope you guys are all doing well.
AI Bogard.
Thank you all again for being a part of this stream. And good AI can make a proper adaptation for Berserk because nobody else can.
But the question is, who's going to be able to watch it besides... You can't show that to teens.
Mm-hmm.
I've not even seen it. All I've just heard.
I know. It's going to be the same crowd that watches those like slasher movies.
Yeah.
It's got to be the same exact crowd.
Basically what Berserk is a slasher.
Nah,
just with more sex. Or not sex, like nudity.
Both, yes.
Yeah, sex and nudity.
I'm good.
Harsher themes. Yeah. To see Berserk in live action is actually
only the strong of will.
That's
and
like worse than a slasher movie.
Watch that.
That's like watching Baby Reindeer if it was a slasher.
It's literally just watching the worst life a person could live.
Yeah. Why would you want to do that? Because it's meaningful. It's provocative.
Gets the people going. Hey, anyone been seeing anything about that Diddy case?
Yeah, I've been watching like YouTube. I've been watching Rotten Mango.
This week. What the hell's going on this week?
How many people have they brought to the stand to testify? Like 15, 13?
I don't know it in total, but I know it
they still got more
in
coming.
detail. But yeah.
I can't even say that shit on the podcast, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like this is just nasty shit, man.
Keep him in jail, and they definitely should.
Oh, he's for sure.
I'm not even.
I don't want him just to go to jail. I want him to rat on everybody else.
Yeah.
It's the Epstein list all over again, where we're not getting justice for the people who did that shit.
And this has nothing to do with his kinks. All to do with his crimes, okay?
Yeah.
Just making that clear, because I know a lot of idiots out there are saying, we hate him because he's like gay, or like we hate him because he's this sex freak. That's not why. We hate him because he is disrespectful and doesn't respect anyone's boundaries and is power hungry and is disgusting is just
well, I mean, a lot of it comes
disgusting.
down to the power dynamic. They think they're untouchable, right?
He's been doing this for his system has been going for over a decade.
For real, I've been saying the same thing, girl. People are blaming Cassie.
I know. She could have left.
Well,
no.
you could have left any time.
Oh, they did bring in a psychologist. They brought in a psychologist to explain why people stay in those situations.
Owned her label.
Diddy
was only able to get one
He
song.
had videos of her.
She had Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. She was getting beat. And
way more than that. Hotel
way
video?
more than that.
He couldn't just leave.
And she allegedly.
And then he has a freaking team of people that are constantly like hunting you down. And he made threats over to actual people to not say anything because he knows how to make people disappear.
Yeah.
Have you seen who was it? 28 something. 28 boys, 28 men, 28
he had an 18 album
days,
contract, yeah.
Whatever. There's a band under his label. Was it 28 days or some shit like that?
I don't know.
It's a 5-man boy band. All African American men. They just were on Vlad TV, and one of them, his name is Q. All 5 men broke down in that 15-minute start to the interview, and they were like, "We need to take a break," because they started saying shit that they were like, "We shouldn't be talking about this."
Damn.
They're like, we need. They all started crying. Even they all look like they're tough, like hardened men.
Yeah.
Like they've been through the shits for decades, and then. Q, you could see he's sitting on the far left glass. He's a little heavier set. His name's Q. Mm-hmm. They're all kind of talking about it. And they're like, yeah, we're friends with Cassie, blah, blah, blah. Have you seen Diddy do X, Y, and Z? And they're kind of like giving go-around answers. And you see Q kind of like...
yeah.
Like have that smirk of like the fucking of course.
Yeah.
And then he starts...
Like there's a lot on my mind.
Yeah, and he's like, they basically were like, look, Diddy... We've seen Diddy when he's sober. Diddy's a good man sober. He's giving, he's caring, like he takes care of his people. But the second the drugs come into play, second alcohol comes into play, that motherfucker is different. Dangerous, not just to other people, but himself.
Yeah.
And they were just like, we just need this man to find God. You don't see 5 grown-ass men break down on a soon to be published interview and be like, we need to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's for like good, like, and it wasn't even like someone said something and it triggered them and they all started sobbing. It was just like the Q started talking and then they were all like, we know what he's been through.
Yeah.
And it just, they all started fucking.
Zebra Kicks has a very good take over on the whole Cassie situation as far as people, how they're blaming Cassie and stuff. Zebra Kicks says people who blame Cassie have never lived any form of survival mode or lack basic empathy. And it's true.
Yeah.
And
seriously,
you know, I actually this morning.
Oh yeah, with what's his name? Cat Williams.
Yeah, Cat Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about this before all this shit even went down.
Mm-hmm. Cat Williams has been talking about Diddy for years.
Yeah.
If Diddy wants you to party, sometimes you gotta tell Diddy no.
It's the same thing with Cosby. Is that like people who so many people knew, but at the same time, like
they're too powerful
to you can't say shit.
Speak out against them.
You speak out, you go down. You have to wait for the wait for the right martyr to hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say though about the power dynamic and stuff, and just like the fact that like just the world we live in is so fucking strange. I mean, people just like the way they go ahead and they just like are so quick to go ahead and flip. But there was this interview with Harvey Weinstein, and it's a recent interview, and he's you know he's in prison as he's giving this interview, but he's talking about how, you know, it's just the details of the case and how he was targeted and stuff like that. And he was talking about a certain situation and it involved Gwyneth Paltrow, and he talked about how, you know, the whole story was fabricated and stuff. And he said, you know, how his relationship with her and stuff, you know, and how the dynamic and what it was explained essentially was that he was this abuser and stuff, you know, and that there was, you know, obviously like rape involved and stuff and all that. And he ended up pretty much explaining where he's like, you know, like the relationship wasn't like that. You know, did I make a pass at her? Yeah. Did I tell her to go ahead and give me a massage? Yeah. But as far as some of the other details, I'm like, bro, like what you just said right there is already fucking like it's weird, creepy. And that's just what he's willing to say.
Yeah, imagine
and
what
think
he's
about what more
done.
there was to it, and the fact he's forgetting that like there were so many other women that went out to go and speak. But so the reason I'm saying this is because this was a YouTube thing, right? And I guess from the video that I saw, the YouTube comments were saying like free Weinstein, free, and they were like
they're bots.
They're over bots. On his fucking, you know.
They were paying people $20 to put on a free Diddy shirt.
They're probably deleting. I know a lot of people are deleting like tweets or
if anybody actual
and comments and stuff.
That's agenda pushing. That's all it is.
If real people actually have that point of view and that actual kind of like, you know, like I don't know, just if they actually think that, then they're so lost, and they're just lost.
Better be some kind of rage bait agenda pushing because.
That's all our culture is.
It's so dumb.
I have at least 5 men in my life that are around our age that they're like, I can't talk to women because women don't want to talk to men. I can't go to church because everyone hates religion. They're all against organized religion, and you're just put into the big category of it. I can't go out to school because I feel like the people at school just ugh. And they're like, I'm like, what do you do then? Like, how do you what
how do you live?
What's your social? Oh, I rage bait. I go on TikTok. I leave nasty comments on TikTok. I leave shit on Instagram.
What kind of satisfaction
that's all they can do to get a reaction. That's all.
It's just getting a reaction off of someone.
It's not like they can go out and. Obviously, they don't mean any. I know these guys. They don't mean any of the shit they're saying. They're doing it because they get the dopamine rush from all the hate
in the real life.
Because you can't. Because you do that shit, you get beaten stone.
Yeah.
You can't. That's what the power of the screen is. But it's like these guys have nowhere to like. They have no outlets. All these people.
Yeah, that's where they get their.
They live in chats. They live in.
They're all trolls.
That's
all the trolls on the internet are just people who can't. They weren't given the tools. Or the nurture, or the care, or
so glad
the know-how of how to interact.
All of our friends in chat are so kind and so caring and so.
I know. They do. They live in subreddits.
Men used to go to war. Yeah.
Seriously.
Not by our own. Oh, some of us by our own choice. Well, we're about to go back.
Now we're racing sperm.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a crazy world we live in. We should go ahead and now just kind of change the topic of conversation because I feel like we can really spiral into
soil of seed.
I know, we totally can. I also want to get a cup because this is too hot.
Yeah.
this is way too hot to drink. I stuck my finger in it.
Attack the talk.
I was like.
So I'll let you go ahead and get your cup, and we'll go ahead and we will get kind of
waiting for permission.
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna go ahead and you know. do what we do here over in the podcast. I like to go ahead and kind of just, use maybe the first hour or so just to kind of just hang out and stuff, and just see how we've all been and what we've all been up to and stuff. But at the end of the day, hey, this is an Attack on Titan podcast. I should say the #1 Attack on Titan podcast.
Damn fucking right it is.
We got to go ahead and cover these episodes. We're still on season 4, only on episode 9. There's a lot for us to go ahead and cover. Jacob sent you a post of some art, and also, you can hit that applause, Lex. Nico is taking a bath.
Hey!
All right. I do want to say that Zach's going to be helping out me and Zebra Case because
this is Jacob leading the rumbling.
There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you want
Pass
to see
it
that,
off to Lex. Yeah, she should see. You should see this too.
Zach is going to be dog sitting for
That's so good, Jacob.
Zebra Cakes and I. And and
that
now
needs to be
we're
your
going on a
profile
trip.
picture.
Nico's going to be nice and fresh and clean. And yeah. Zach was hanging out with Nico earlier today, and Nico was just like, you can tell, he's like, oh man, this is going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the
Up dog and sweet booty. Yep, no more up dog, no more sweet booty.
This is what I was.
Because we're going to
talking about. All the
Guatemala.
dads are doing it. It's the Kuma dance.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it. Actually, I'm not. Well,
Actually, I'm not.
That's all I'm gonna show you because I have a feeling it'll spoil some shit. But
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, like I said, we have an episode to go ahead and cover, guys.
yeah.
We're on episode 9.
Dog? No.
A lot of content for us
Sweet
to cover.
booty.
This episode's name is Brave Volunteers. It's going to be part 1 of our episode breakdown and discussions. And again, of course, I always go ahead and say, if you have anything to go ahead and mention over in chat, let us know as far as any kind of, point of view or perceptions or insight, anything that you guys have that has to do with the episode that we're going to be covering. And also, if you have any questions, please do not be afraid to go and ask. We want to go ahead and have these questions, and so we can go ahead and talk about them together. And that's the stuff that I live for. I live for, questions and trying to find answers for you guys, and also learning as well from your guys' questions and stuff. Because one thing I've noticed is that whenever there's questions involved, the questions always lead to discussions that lead to literally just us unraveling into these, crazy, spiraling conversations.
Yeah,
and
either figuring out stuff about the series that we couldn't click before, or making 5-10 new theories.
Yeah, I honestly love when you guys ask a question and you force me to almost open up my brain to go back to past moments in AOT to where I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and go back into the archives here.
He's having his AOT brain blast.
Seriously.
We're peeling an onion, but you have to save the onion peels. You can't throw them out.
Yeah.
Those have info on it.
You gotta put them back on the onion when you're done.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the AOT Tootsie Pop?
The world may never know.
I guess the world may never know.
Zebra Cake said, I literally can't wait to dip my feet into the pool and not jump in at all.
I'll jump in for you. I'll tell you how it is.
I'm confused. Why would you only... it's because she's afraid of pools.
Yeah, she's actually afraid. She's aquaphobic.
Yeah. So
wait, actually?
Yeah, she goes and she just dips, and she goes and maybe puts toes and maybe just feet over in the pool. But
does she not does she not get in the water at the beach?
Maybe shallow would be better. But
what about a tub?
I don't think she's a water.
Can she
person.
take baths? Can you bathe?
Hey, she's bathing.
I'm actually a cat.
Nico right now.
You take a shower. Shower's fun because you're not submerged. You're not
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Zebra Cakes can't swim.
Yeah.
Said Jacob, please.
Can she swim?
She said I can't swim.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she can't.
Do you want to learn?
She's like, no, I'm fine. Never had to use it.
I think it's a pretty essential skill to have.
You know what? Zebra Cakes is on that character development. She's
also, I don't like to get my hair wet.
75% of our planet is water.
Yeah.
Gotta get some floaties, girly. I know.
Maybe we can pack some floaties, baby. Maybe.
Yeah, we can get some floaties.
Get some pool noodles for her.
Yeah, there you go.
You can lay in them. Just put them under your knee.
Oh yeah, we know.
Your pits, yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
And then you can also go ahead and do the freaking little trick where you go out there and you just submerge it, and then you're just elephant trunk it.
Yeah.
Spit that shit up in the air, block.
Yeah.
And then it's raining down freaking pool water. You're like, yay!
See, I use it like a weapon.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I know.
Do you remember, Lex? Do you remember Dad would go ahead and not only would we be in the pool, but Dad would go ahead and crank on the sprinklers. So the sprinkler would be almost raining down over onto the pool. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember this. Is it the old house?
Yeah, over at the old house.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Dad or mom would go ahead and turn the sprinklers on, and so that the sprinklers would be like spraying over into the. Yeah.
We used to have.
sunk.
I'm the only person in the family who got pushed into the pool to learn and never came back up. I just sunk.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're still here.
I got thrown. I got arm and leg. My dad was like, "You ready?" I was like, "No." And he picked
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and I figured it out.
So that's
He said,
why
"Hold your breath."
she just dips
That's
the toes
terrifying.
and just very carefully likes and appreciates the water.
Hey, I barely learned how to swim like 5 years ago. Probably more than that, but I'm
So,
not a
it's never
strong
too late
swimmer.
to learn, but there's always a time and a place. And maybe Palm Springs.
You
would
just
be
need
that
to know
time
how
and
to
place.
not drown.
I'm a tadpole.
All right?
Just hold your breath, bro.
You just need to know how to not drown.
That's what it is.
Also, I still have no idea how to float. I think my body doesn't. I don't think my body floats.
All you do is.
I don't know how to float.
You just gotta kick your feet, right?
No, you could even just hold your breath and it'll bring your chest.
That's what I've tried to do. It's not working.
Girl, I sink.
Tish was
I have
born
sinking
mermaid.
parts in my body.
It don't work. I can't
Bob my
float.
head for a sec.
I've tried so many
you
times.
have Uno. It came
I
with your
came-
Xbox.
It came
Like,
with your fucking Xbox.
it
Not
came
me.
with your fucking Xbox,
I have the
dumbass.
oldest Xbox known to man. Not me.
You have Uno.
Under the sea.
That's how you and Rob.
Under the sea. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Eddie?
Hi,
Eddie.
Eddie.
We were talking
First
about
off,
the AI shit
we're
you sound
I want
spiraling
to
like.
early.
say the AI freaking AOT live action stuff was fucking mind blowing. And if you know how to do that, make a freaking full on like feature length film.
With that Google image
Do that.
generator, he can.
Yeah.
The next
Pretty
like
cool.
couple years is all gonna be dedicated to that. No, seriously, I literally lost my mind. Am I the only one that goes underwater and like when I close my eyes, I see sharks and like
And alligators.
alligators?
You are the only one.
Yes. That's like the mindset
Yes,
of like
VO. Yes,
when
it is
you're-
VO.
when you go ahead and you watch something,
It
like let's
happens to
say
me
you
in the
watch like
shower, too.
you watch like a slasher or something, you watch it. Yeah, happens in the shower too. Like when you go ahead, and you're washing
You're
your
washing
hair.
your eyes. The one time your eyes are closed, you're like someone's
You
kidnapping my
picture
entire
somebody's
family
gonna be right
now.
there, like right in front of you.
Are you ever
You have an
showering?
active imagination.
Are you ever showering and you hear like a bang in the house or whatever? You hear something in the house and you're like, my entire family's being kidnapped and I'm the only one left and I'm naked in the shower. What would I do? You ever do that?
I'm gonna be honest. The only time I've ever had that thought was when I knew I was home alone.
Right.
Because I was home alone, and one time I heard the door open and close, and I was like,
What if that's not someone
I was like,
know?
should I put my dirty clothes back on and get ready to
Yeah.
fight?
Yeah.
I finished my shower real quick. I got out, didn't hear another door open or close.
Yeah.
I turned my music off when I heard that door
You're
too.
like, hello?
Walked around the house. I was like, if you're in here, I'll fucking kill you. Last chance.
What if you just
Leave
hear?
now.
What if you just hear like a? Okay.
Oh, all right, my bad.
All right, I believe you, bro. I'll leave right
No,
now.
my fault. My
That
fault.
shit- hey, actually,
Wrong house.
crazy story time. I'm gonna tell you all a story about how my house got robbed
Okay.
by a close friend.
Oh shit.
I feel like this needs to be like spoken word. We gotta play jazz or something.
Yeah, can you play "Wash My Sins Away" by Barrows, please? I'm kidding. We went to Disneyland. I had this friend. Her name was Haley. I haven't seen her since then, since this point. So
Oh my god, she died.
who knows? They probably moved. Well,
No, she died in the story, right?
yeah, sure.
Haven't seen her since.
Dead.
She disappeared.
But we've been friends with them for like years. Like I grew up with her, and her mom used to come over all the time, and we were the kind of kids where we drew on the wall together with our crayons and shit.
Of course.
So I'm probably like I'm less than 10. I'm like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And we go to Disney. And me and my dad are like, oh, we forgot something. So we come back. And the mom's car is in front of our house. And no, we had lost a house key like about a year ago. So we forgot that we had lost it.
Okay.
And we get home and Haley's in the car. My dad goes, go talk to Haley. I go, okay. And this bitch is in our house. Bags.
Oh shit.
Oh, I was just here cleaning for you guys. There's Clorox
Yeah,
wipes and shit on the
okay.
top. Our Clorox wipes.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of my mom's jewelry and shit just at the bottom of the bag. And my dad's like, we're not going back to Disney right now. You can come inside and go to your room. I was like, can I hang out with Haley? He goes, no. No, say bye to Haley for a long time.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm about to go make Haley disappeared.
Pretty much. That dun dun dun.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my dad took all the shit, made sure there wasn't anything in the car.
Yeah.
They left. My dad called he's like, I'm gonna give you a head start. They left. My dad called the cops. Have not seen or heard from them since.
Wow. That's fucked up, dude. Wow.
Haven't thought about that in years. I don't know why that came up just
That
now.
just like
but
unlocked.
yeah.
That's
literally,
like
I
a
heard
core
the key.
memory that just unlocked.
Now it's on the internet for the whole world.
I know. That's crazy, man. Hey, that's where all crazy stories are.
I didn't do
meant to
shit
be,
wrong,
right?
bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a lot of shit wrong, but I didn't do anything
But
wrong.
not
with
in that instance, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
just
I was
using
like- I was
crayons,
like
maybe
8 or
not
9.
as they're intended.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents didn't even care because they were like, "It's so pretty." They left it up for like a week and then they wiped it down.
Wait, that's good.
It was like a house or some shit.
My mom can't see this because she always gave me shit for losing keys.
I lost a key when I came
now
back
your mom's
from
gonna
Japan.
be like, see?
I lost my house key when I came back from Japan. I think Nico has it. But hey, if that motherfucker ever tries to steal from my house, I know where
Yeah.
he fucking lives.
Like, I
I'll
know
take
where
his
you're
ass
at,
out
dude.
real quick.
Right.
But yeah, that was my TED Talk. Thanks
crazy.
for coming.
Yeah. Thank you. Alrighty.
We'll just leave basically what happened.
Okay, I want to go ahead and do some recap real quick, and we'll jump into the episode. Pretty much, we finished off episode 8 last week, and again, there was the revelation that Zeke is way more involved in this whole plan than Gabi and Falco even were aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are, I guess, introduced to Yelena. Yelena is there over on the aircraft ship with
Yeah.
Aaron, Zeke, the two
Actually
very important
introduced
figures
to
here,
Yelena.
as well as the rest of the, I guess, important, members of Parody. And Yelena, we're going to find out more of her involvement in this episode. But obviously, again, the big part of the episode that we talked about last week was Sasha's death. It was confirmed, and it was unfortunate that it's something that as we talk about it, it's like could have been prevented, but obviously it wasn't prevented because of certain things that happened. Flock.
Oh my god.
I'm just joking, but yeah, it's something that happened, and one thing that was really interesting that we talked about, and I still think it's so interesting, but we talked about the whole Aaron dynamic, about Aaron's question that he asked Connie when Connie gave the news, and it was Aaron's question to Connie was, Connie, did she leave any last words? And when Connie went ahead and said what her last words were, essentially were just like involving meat. And it's pretty much something like, what was it like? Just like give me like, or I can't remember. Either way, I can go and find her real
And
quick.
she asked, when are we
he
eating?
goes,
And
Connie,
then she said, meat.
did Sasha leave you any last words? And it's the way he asked that too. It's something where it's like, it's
He asked for some meat.
Yeah, exactly. She asked for some meat, and that was a moment where Aaron's whole like body language
It was like
really
a cry,
changed.
chuckle, laugh.
And
delirious.
we
That's
talked about
that's where Aaron Prime was like, I fucking told you she
Yeah.
would say it.
Like,
that's
dude,
where it was like
literally what I just
we
said.
talked about, and I liked how even Tish when referred to it as like the Doctor Strange moment where he went ahead and raised the finger, like showing them
He's like, this is the one timeline
over to Iron Man, and to
which
to get
probably
that
was
moment,
a lie.
it's so crazy, But
Even
yeah,
Doctor
I
Strange
really
pushes his
enjoyed
agenda.
talking about all that.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to go ahead and hear about our commentary and analysis on that, go back and watch that episode.
Do it. Even if you've seen it, do it again.
Really beautiful moment was the memory that we get, that Aaron has of the moment where Sasha again arrives over on top of the wall. It's before their first real kind of like scout mission, and Sasha talks about how she wants them to keep this a secret, but she went ahead and helped herself over to the officer's pantry, and she says that it's okay. Once we've taken back our land, we'll have all the room we need for livestock, and then upon the flashback ending, we get Sasha's corpse, and then
It's an unfortunate time for this song to play.
yeah, I know. and then again, it was the idea. I shouldn't say the idea, but like, it seems to be the feeling inside of that airship is the reason why we lost people is because of you, Aaron.
Yeah.
And Hanji
There's a
said as
lot of
much.
resentment going on in that blimp.
Hanji said as much, as well as Jean, and yeah, it was a really difficult moment for the episode to go ahead and end on. But we're gonna go ahead and start this episode again. It is episode 9 of season 4 called Brave Volunteers, and we're gonna find out who these brave volunteers are. And I hope you guys enjoy.
Real quick, Tish said it felt like he was just hoping that it would change and maybe laughed out of just giving up, like never changing.
Oh, maybe that's another
that was
great.
kind of what. That's the theory.
Another
idea to
timeline
go
where
ahead
Sasha has to die.
Yeah, exactly. And we've talked about before how like Eren has altered events in the series to ensure accomplishments, goals, and certain things being reached. And the idea that those changes were made by like a bigger presence, like a future Eren, and then this present Eren is really going on this journey like almost hostage, and he has to suffer through the events that future Eren kind of holds for him, and then as Eren, the present Eren, begins to understand more through memories and stuff, he's having these conversations with future Eren, and then that moment where like future Eren tells him that you're gonna believe because this is gonna happen, and you're gonna ask what her last words were.
I'm gonna tell you what her last
words are. This is
are.
what's gonna be, and then again, as present Eren has to go ahead and just literally go on this journey, a premeditated journey, right? To essentially ensure that future Eren gets everything that Eren wants, and then again, like even what Tish is saying, I mean, it's a great point too about how it's like present Eren just literally could potentially laugh just out of just understanding that like I'm literally not in control here.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is so much bigger than what we all initially thought it was.
Yeah.
They think I'm in control. Bitch, I'm not the me that's in control.
I thought I was. Yeah.
I know, seriously. So again, the whole theory is absolutely crazy, and it was a kind of a creepy revelation. At least that's how I kind of took it to last week, and I really enjoyed the conversation. And perhaps maybe that's something we can maybe try to word as a Q&A.
Yeah.
But
it's like, what was your thoughts on it?
We'll try to go ahead and maybe
with
come
giving
up with
enough
something
context.
Like that. Exactly. That's the tricky part about some of the Q&As is making sure we give enough context, because some of the Q&As, it's almost like you kind of have to like be a part of the stream, and you have to really understand kind of our breakdown analysis, and hopefully our friends went ahead and watched the episode so that if we do put out that Q&A, maybe they'll be able to go ahead and get a better understanding and more context.
Say, like, why did Eren chuckle at Sasha's last words?
Yeah.
Like why do you think he chuckled?
Yeah. That'd be a good way to go ahead and kind of ask, vaguely, so that maybe we can get some some cool different point of views and responses. But now we're going to go ahead again, find out who these brave volunteers are. And Lexi will be our narrator for the first part. And I am ready whenever you guys are.
Okie dokie.
We begin this episode underground in a deep, dark dungeon, only lit by torches. We hear Armin speaking to someone, saying,
I realize that you probably wouldn't know what to say this, but I want you to hear it.
We notice Armin sitting on the ground with a seashell in hand.
I guess I should start 3 years ago, back when we still could have changed something.
And then the episode tells us, 3 years ago. Now, in this moment, we notice a ship out in sea. A Marleyan soldier yells out to alert.
Captain! No words from the advance party. It's been 2 hours.
The captain, using binoculars to examine the ship, responds.
Then have 2 teams. Then have teams 2 and 3 prepare to land as well.
The soldier goes on to carry out his orders.
These damned island devils managed to defeat our warrior unit. We need to find out what they're doing now and relay it back to Marley.
But then, suddenly, the captain and Marleyan soldiers feel their ship being lifted from the sea. The captain yells out to his soldiers,
Grab onto something!
The captain then notices the monster carrying their ship.
It's a devil!
We see Eren's AttackOnTitan carrying the ship above his head and walking it over to shore. Eren throws the ship, causing it to crash into the rocky shore. They are then welcomed by the commander of the scouts, Hanji. Oh God, okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Marley, welcome to Parody Island. Nice to meet ya. I'm Hanji, and it's an honor to welcome guests who've sailed from oh so far across the sea to come here. The trip must have left you exhausted, so why not join us for some tea? Oh, I almost forgot. If you were curious about this guest of ours, he arrived just before you, and we're already getting along splendidly. Isn't that right? Tell them, Nicolo. Hanji, I'm narrating.
Yeah.
Hanji places her arm around Nicolo as Captain Levi behind him holds a blade to his back. A nervous yet loyal Nicolo yells out to the ship.
Please, Captain, forget about me and gun these devils down while you can.
Hanji responds, huh? What are you saying, Nicolo? Captain Levi translates for Hanji.
He's saying that he doesn't want to be part of your shitty skit.
The captain on the ship takes notice of the hostage,
Nicolo.
then tells the devils.
Know this, you wretched devils! Marley doesn't negotiate with filthy bloods like you, and we're certainly not going to sit down with you and drink the pig piss you call tea.
Hanji continues the dramatics of the skit. Huh? Are you sure about that? Maybe you should be more polite, unless you want to piss off the Titan looming behind you. The soldiers look back and stare at Aaron's ominous shadow as his eyes glow a fierce green. However, the captain will not submit as he aims his weapon.
Marley will never bend to the power of devils. This is all she has to say to you.
A gunshot goes off as Hanji ducks. There's a brief silence as Hanji looks to see what happened. Then we see the Levi squad covering Hanji as Sasha, with her weapon, is surrounded by Jean, Connie, Mikasa, and Armin. We see smoke from the barrel of a gun, but it's not from the captain, as the captain lies deceased on the ship with a bullet hole through his temple. The shot wasn't from Sasha, as she looks too surprised. Then we hear a Marleyan soldier telling Yelena on the ship.
Put your hands up, Yelena!
Yelena, the one that killed the captain, tells that soldier, lay down your weapons. The soldier is caught off guard as Onya Capone places a gun to his back.
What are you doing?
Onya Capone warns.
Do as she says.
Yelena then addresses to Hanji. Hanji, I'd like to accept your invitation. Let's have some tea. Hanji and Captain Levi appear to both be confused. But now, Yelena addresses Aaron. How I've longed to meet you, Aaron.
Damn. Can you hit that
Killer.
applause for yourself, Lex? My
Killer.
God.
The Hanji goes hard.
Your Hanji is insane. Oh my God.
It's been a while since I've actually had to do like theatrics as her.
Yeah.
And I forgot how fun it is. I was so nervous for it, and I'm actually really warm. Like I saw it coming up as I was narrating, and I was like, oh my God. I literally listened to it like 5 times over and over before this.
Really?
Like
She's
while
so much fun.
I was like practicing my lines while Luca was on FaceTime with me. I was like, how does it sound? He was like, you sound like Hanji.
Yeah, literally.
No.
It's so good for anybody
Dude,
that
I could
watches stuff.
visualize it as you were speaking the line.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
watched it today at like
It's because
4
I
o'clock.
was visualizing it as I was doing it.
I was literally going to go ahead and
was, like,
say
playing out
to
the
that
scene.
same point that anybody that's watched dub, right, AOT, knows that whenever Lexi goes out and gives that performance as Hanji, you hear Hanji.
You nail it.
You hear it.
Nail it.
Right? It's so good.
I'm just Hanji, man.
There it is. All right, let's go ahead and let's talk
Just
about
have
all
both
this,
eyes.
right? Let's talk about Hanji's shitty skit here, okay? Come on.
The Huz are identical. She is known for her Huz, so I gotta do it.
Yeah, exactly. Ed even says same. Awesome. So,
Very like Home Improvement. Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
yeah.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. So the episode begins with another kind of foreshadowing moment here that we're going to get more clarity on later on in the story. But we're over in this kind of like, again, referred to right now initially as just this dungeon, right? You could tell you're underground and it's very, very dark. And we just see very few torches that are just kind of lighting the dungeon, right? I
Yeah.
say in air quotes. And
Really setting the ambiance.
a voice that we hear initially is Armin. Right, we hear Armin's words, and he's obviously speaking to somebody, and he's referring to things as like saying, I realize you probably wouldn't know what to say, but I want you to hear it, right? So he's obviously explaining storytelling and stuff like that to somebody that he obviously cares about. And again, we get the confirmation that it is Armin because we then see Armin as he's just sitting on the ground. He's kind of just made himself comfortable there. So we can assume that he has been there maybe for a while, or maybe this is
not his first time.
Exactly, right? And so again, to continue on with the storytelling, he goes out there and we see a prop that he has, right? We see that he has a seashell in his hand. Now we understand, right, that this is taking place, well, I should say the story's going to take place 3 years ago, right? So again, the time that we get, right, as far as what's happening here in Marley.
I hope you're keeping up.
Right?
3 years ago from where we're at in the story now.
Yeah. Or at least up until that point.
3 years ago from Sasha's death, basically.
Yes.
And so it's pretty surreal because when we do go to that moment where, again, the episode tells us 3 years ago and we see some of our characters, right? We talked about how, we'll talk about the Hanji stuff afterwards, but when we do see the Levi squad, they are the Levi squad that we are used to seeing from seasons kind of, season up to at least 3, right?
Yeah.
We see Armin's got the little mop top and stuff, John doesn't have the facial hair. He doesn't have the hair, being longer, slick back and
Connie's
stuff.
Connie's hair is not as long.
Connie's cue ball.
Yeah.
Sasha, she's still Sasha, obviously, and all that.
alive.
Right? And so again, to think that 3 years ago, right, that this was like before some of the characters like glow up and stuff,
Sasha didn't need to glow up. She been glowed.
Oh yeah, 100%. I pretty much mean like, Armin kind of, and even Connie.
Armin and Jean.
Yeah,
John
Connie a bit,
too. John definitely
a little.
grew up. But
Mikasa's always
John was
beautiful.
more of an emotional grow up than it was a physical grow up.
Yeah.
Just says she's alive. Yeah, she's alive here.
Yeah.
And so I want to go ahead.
Someone the other day tweet, or I don't think it was a tweet. Someone the other day was saying that I love that Mikasa and Armin always have the same hair. They have the same hair.
Yeah, same hairstyle.
Yeah, same exact haircut in like every season. When every hair change, their hair is always the same.
Yeah.
And they're like, I want a relationship like that. That's me and my bestie.
The only time I think is when they're really young because Mikasa has really long hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then she ends up cutting it because of that moment we talked about way early on where all of a sudden Aaron is like telling her like, why is your hair so long? You should cut it. She goes, oh, well, I mean, I don't know. And then, obviously Jean likes her long black hair.
Because he was like, you just have such beautiful long black hair.
Yeah.
Like, you should cut your hair.
Exactly.
You should probably cut that.
Oh, man.
Two baddies and a bob.
It's so crazy when
I think
things felt so simple.
They just both want to be Aaron's best friend. So
there you go. It's a
She
competition.
saw Armin. She was like, I can't beat Armin.
You're like, wait, if Armin's his best friend.
I have his hairstyle.
I know.
Aaron might like me as much as Armin.
I know. What if we're both like little daffodils?
There it is, but I don't know. Should we go ahead and have some sort of conversation about the first part of this episode? Should we kind of leave it with what it is right now as far as just a foreshadowing moment?
I think it's just one of the, I think we could leave it at it being one of those moments where anime just love to stick that knife in us and twist it. And
then leave it. They proceed to walk away and not give you
and
a
they
first
don't
aid kit
take it
or
back
an
out.
ambulance.
They're like,
Yeah.
you're not going to die, but it's going to hurt.
If you take this out right now, you'll bleed out. So just leave it in there.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Bye.
And now that's one of our wounds. So that knife is named Sasha. We have one named Petra up here. One named Han is right here. We got one name,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's just one of those moments where it just sucks to watch, but it's also nice.
Yeah.
Like looking back.
100%. I was kind of also referring to the conversation that Armin is having.
Oh,
I think we can wait on that.
I think we can wait.
I think that pretty much the extent of what we can talk about is just knowing that Armin is Armin. Armin is a very caring individual, and whoever he's talking to obviously is somebody that is not informed with what's been going on.
Yeah.
So again, this is narrator the Armin being narrator the Armin, right? Mm-hmm. And so we can leave it at that.
I think it was last week we were talking about how Aaron's eyes keep changing color throughout the series because Armin's narrating it and he keeps forgetting what color his eyes are.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of similar to when in the ending of season 2 ending with that's Historia's ending. Yeah. Where Ymir in that doesn't have freckles because they think it's from Historia's point of view, and it's been so long since you've seen Ymir, she forgot about her freckles.
It wouldn't be the first time that characters they kind of change as far as other characters' kind of point of view because again, the way that Aaron sees Mikasa changes as well.
like she was purposely made beautiful in the final moments because
as if she isn't already.
She looks so, I know, but because in Aaron's point of view, she looks so beautiful. But what I was getting at with that is that like, so what we're seeing is, I believe, Armin's point of view. Like this is Armin explaining the Rumble.
Yeah.
So trustworthy, yeah. The memory though, I don't know. Those eyes are blue, green, brown.
I like to think that since his Titan has a different eye color than him, I like to think that Armin over time, this is my new headcanon, I'm keeping this.
Okay.
Over time, he got so mixed up between the eyes of the Titan and the eyes of the Aaron he grew up with that he can't remember whose eyes are
which one
whose.
is which.
Because the Titan is very obviously like green eyes.
Yeah.
In the beginning, Aaron is very obviously like a blue, light
like
gray eye. And it's
his
just
eyes are pretty green in the first season, I thought.
I feel like they're more blue.
They're definitely blue in the
Are they
ocean
blue in
scene.
the? You know what? That might be it. Maybe it's just they're green and
now they're just gray.
now they're well, I feel like it's just Armin. Armin ended up not caring about the eye color towards the end. He was like, it doesn't fucking matter.
He's like, he's in the Titan more than
You're
I've seen him
making me
as a
tell
human.
you. You're making me tell you the hardest fucking decision in my life.
I've seen him as a Titan more than I've seen him as a human at this point. I don't remember. So
that's my headcanon. It's just the Titan.
Okay.
Titan versus human eye color.
So narrator the Armin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's narrating to somebody.
We'll tell you who when we tell you who.
Yeah, we need to get more information. So now we go ahead and again 3 years ago, and we see this ship, and there's a ship that's out over in sea. It looks like it's unoccupied.
Right.
And there's another ship of a captain, a Marleyan captain with Marleyan soldiers that are essentially looking at this empty ship. And what was explained to the captain was that essentially things have gone quiet. It's been 2 hours. There's no word. The captain says, well, let's have the other teams prepare to land as well. Obviously implying that there's going to be more ships showing up, right? And then at that point, now we understand that these are Marleyans, especially with the way they go and they talk about these devils. And he's saying that these damn devils managed to defeat our warrior unit. We need to find out what they're doing and now relay it back to Marley. So essentially, again, these are the scout ships that we have been essentially told and explained about, the ones that have constantly gone missing, right? And
that we've heard a bit about.
we're going to find out too that obviously, well, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I don't want to get too ahead of myself as far as what Island of Parody is waiting for. But yeah, it's interesting here that Marley obviously losing their warrior unit, some of them, right? Very important, you know, just tools of
mass destruction.
You know, yeah, and especially, you know, well, again, they'll refer to in the story, but what I'm saying is Marley is trying to gather intel, right? They're trying to go ahead and do it in a very kind of, again, just like
Just doing recon.
yeah, and and I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but so they're there. They're trying to go ahead and get information. There's obviously multiple scout ships and stuff like that that want to go ahead and kind of just gather intel and then just go back to Marley. But now the next thing that happens is a very cool moment, and against the moment that Aaron goes on to go ahead and lift up the ship, right? Now, when you go ahead and you watch the episode, when the captain goes on to go and look back over at the Titan, that illustration of Aaron looks so ominous, so cool.
It looks so badass.
And it's just something that's so haunting imagine being on that receiving end of being a Marleyan or being on that ship, being a soldier or being the captain. You look up and you see this monster, right? That is just carrying the ship. And there's nothing you can do. You're in the hands of that monster,
like,
right?
Prey.
And the way that Aaron is portrayed and looks, it obviously is like, we talked about perspectives here. We're talking about how like Aaron's kind of like telling of it. Like he looks like this dark, just evil looking, like just demon, you know,
Like a devil.
Yeah. And I just remember in preparation for this episode, I was like, man, that scene looks so cool.
I love how when he's picking up the boat, it looks just like when he was carrying the boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that form.
Yeah, he's got that shoulder press form.
Especially as he starts walking over to the shore and he kind of just takes those like slow steps. You can hear every single just like loud, just like.
Or it's a reference to when Aaron Kruger carried ships
Well, yeah.
over himself
Yeah,
too.
that's another great kind of reference as well, because we understand that Aaron Kruger, right, Attack Titan.
Yeah.
You know, that was the Attack Titan before Grisha.
Yeah.
And Aaron obviously
Aaron
has
got his
these
name.
memories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's how Aaron literally was named.
See, Attack on Titan is so layered that there's 2 references to this one scene. This one scene has a Boulder reference and an Aaron Kruger reference.
yeah,
And you don't know which one it was meant to be.
I know. Both of them are cool.
yeah.
More likely the Kruger reference.
Yeah. But it's cool still.
Interesting. So Tish says, as far as maybe it was hard to tell apart because he was consumed by his Titan form anyway.
Yeah, like the more he was in it, the more he just became
True.
Titan-like.
We understand obviously the evolution of Aaron's Titan is changing because he's like, again, I refer to it as like he's gaining Infinity Stones.
I know.
You know.
Jesus, someone stop him.
Jacob goes, Armin didn't tell the true outcome of the Rumble.
Okay.
He's forgotten from the outcome.
Right.
Okay.
My bad.
That's why we need a sequel and a prequel. Okay.
We just want more content, bro.
I'm fine with that. We all
Don't we?
all want some more content. All right. So again,
Blue is
Aaron's got the ship in hand. That ship's going
All you,
nowhere.
bro. I'll take a break. That's you.
Yeah. He's doing all your lines this time.
I don't have any.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thanks, Blue.
You don't have any because Blue's here.
Again, I talked about like how the
He does a better job anyways.
scouts
Wait, I do have a line I lied.
the scouts have been preparing, right? The scouts have been preparing obviously for some sort of arrival of Marley. These ships have been disappearing, and it seems like this skit that Hanji has,
She's
You know.
diffusing the situation a little.
this isn't the
Trying
first
to.
time. This isn't the first time
likes
that
to have
Hanji
fun
has.
with her war,
Yeah,
you know?
she hasn't. This isn't the first time she's encountered some Marleyan soldiers. And obviously
how she
we know that this isn't the first time because they have like some sort of hostage in hand. This hostage being Niccolo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is Niccolo. We're going to learn out more about him. And we see that Niccolo is there and Sasha is there. And, you know, hey, love at first sight. I'm kidding.
Right. We get to see the
love
start
is not
of their
bloomed
love.
yet. But Niccolo, we see that he is loyal to the core, man. You know, he's got, again, Captain Levi with a blade to his
A
back.
CCP member.
And he's like, you know, Hanji's essentially using Niccolo as like, you know, just some needed motivation for the others on board. Right?
She's using him as a sign like, hey, we already got this guy.
Right,
Yeah.
100%,
You think you're not
Look, and
next?
we're already besties.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I'm not gonna act with you.
I don't care if you have a blade.
can just kill me.
A blade in my spine.
Yeah.
Blue, you took off my puff filter.
And then the
How do I
captain
get it back?
the captain also is
Blue, it's on the
standing firm on his, you know, on his loyalty, standing firm over on his beliefs, understanding really the objective and who are the enemy, and this captain is not wavering at all. The captain he sees, and the way he even says like Niccolo, it's almost like man, they got you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Dang, I liked you.
yeah,
You're one
exactly.
of the good ones.
You made some really nice food, man.
know.
I mean, yeah.
That's why he's doing it. He's like, damn, no more lobster.
They got my favorite cook. Fuck.
Yeah, and then so, you know, the captain pushes back,
Get my filter.
and
Get my filter.
you know, he doesn't care that Aaron's, you know, kind of in control in the situation. Even Hanji warns, like, you don't want to piss off the Titan behind you. And the captain's like, you know what, whatever, I don't fucking care. Like, we will not bend to the power of the devil. And
Or drink your pig piss.
yeah, there you go.
Do you want
And
it?
it's so funny to think that they think
Hit the button, Blue.
Marleyans literally, as far as like the, you know, the social like status or whatever and stuff, how little they think of like parody,
Yeah.
you know? And
Like, I don't want anything to do with you. You're not even human.
and like thinking about their tea, it's almost like I don't want your piss that you call tea.
It's like having a bunch of. I think they genuinely see them as like animals. It's just
Yeah.
like creatures coming up to you and being like, "Try my tea."
Yeah.
See them as lesser B.
Like I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Won't you shake a poor sinner's hand?
So yeah, the captain's not going to go ahead and waver. The captain is, matter of fact, willing to go ahead and sacrifice, you know, Niccolo as well as, you know, other soldiers and even his life for the sake of Marley. And obviously, the captain's attempt, does not go well. As in the moment somebody guns him down, and initially, again, because I'm not fully, I'm watching season 4 again for the second time, really, and then just gathering information again as we rewatch it. And I initially thought that it was Sasha, because Sasha does have the rifle and she's like aiming it.
She's got a good eye,
you know. And like Jean, Connie, Armin, Mikasa, they're all kind of like, oh, you know, like
they almost got startled by her shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, this is a very Sasha thing to do. You know, if like somebody's gonna go ahead and pull out a gun and
aim a gun at my commander, I have a gun already aimed at you.
Yeah,
that's Sasha.
But again, Sasha has also been known to be the one to maybe disarm, or like incapacitate,
control the situation by being
not
like,
kill.
not kill.
She would shoot the gun or a hand rather than shooting straight where he got shot.
Yeah, the dude literally got freaking shot right through the temple, and so I guess. Thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, maybe that isn't a Sasha thing to do.
Yeah.
At least this Sasha, right?
Yeah, she's intentional.
Yeah, she's very intentional with where she shoots.
Yeah.
Because she's that good of a shot. She could be like, okay, I'm going to decide to shoot that guy's sleeve.
Yeah.
And she'll do it.
Yeah.
It's not just like, I'm going to shoot him. No,
I'm going to shoot the patch on his left sleeve.
Yeah. That's how good she is.
And
that is my shoot.
As a matter of fact, it was not Sasha, it was Yelena.
Yeah.
And
Yelena does seem a little bit more of a
unhinged.
She's way more ruthless.
Yeah.
And again, we're gonna go ahead and learn more about pretty much the motivations behind Yelena in the next part that Zach's gonna go and narrate. Yeah, I mean, the soldiers obviously are very surprised. This is something that very few people know. As a matter of fact, it seems like on this ship, only 2 people know: Yelena and Onya Capone. And again, Yelena.
Nothing about that is stable. Hey, we have a lot of bowl cuts going on in this story, okay?
Yeah, and they're all unstable.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them are.
Yeah, I basically have a bowl cut right now. And you know what? It still stands. I have unstable. It stands.
But yeah, Yelena decides to go ahead and accept Hanji's invitation for some tea. And then again, just to get some sort of initial idea as far as the motivations, she says, "How I've longed to meet you, Aaron." Yeah.
Creepy.
Very, very creepy. Give me a quick moment. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. If you guys want to talk about how creepy Yelena is,
how are our bladders lined up like that, bro?
You have to go too?
Yeah.
You guys should go together. It'd be real cute.
Cross streams?
You guys should.
Or you can wait.
Oh, AJ said no, thank you.
Yeah.
He said you guys are chronically online.
Okay, now that he's gone.
All right, let's tattle. I'm kidding. What do we have to say?
I'm so excited to dog sit.
Really?
Dude, I came over. I got one bark. Came up to me, sniffed my hand. We were cool. He chilled out. I sit down and he sits his butt right in between my legs.
Yeah. The thing about Nico is that he will demand your attention. Like he won't get tired of you. You will get tired of him first.
I told him my
but it's so cute.
My goal is
he'll like cry if he's not getting enough pets. It's
I'm
so cute.
I'm sure he will. We'll be fine. We're gonna have a good time. I told them my goal is I at least want to do something productive with him. So I want to try and get him to stop pulling on the leash. I don't care about the barking, but I want him to stop pulling on the leash as much.
Ooh.
So that's my plan when I go take him for walks. I'm so
like
sorry.
Training.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and give him a little bit.
Good luck.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Are you staying at their place?
I like to.
Yeah,
he's gonna be dog sitting.
Oh.
Maybe Saturday.
Period.
I got big legs.
Look
Hey,
out,
I'm gonna
Blue.
move your camera for like 2 seconds.
Oh no, overexposing what he's drinking.
I liked Zach's Captain!
Captain!
It reminded me of
That was totally, yeah, I know what clip you're talking about
I
now.
was going
Captain!
I was going for the. Are you coming out too?
He is now. It's like, it's too warm in here.
Cross streams is crazy, Tish, is why I did not consent to that.
Yeah. Wow, look at this perfect placement of his
Oh my
mic
gosh,
stand.
that freaking little mic arm, the mic boom. Perfect. You know what's so crazy is I've been thinking about getting a bowl cut.
Like Will from Stranger Things?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like my hair is not long.
Well, your hair's curly, so
I don't know.
I
What do you
guess
guys
it wouldn't.
think?
I guess it wouldn't
Bowl
look
question?
bad.
Bowl cut?
You got to go on Pinterest and start looking up inspo.
Okay, I'm not thinking about bowl cut. The heck?
Okay, good, because you would look.
A bowl cut would be insane. Not gonna lie. If I showed up with a bowl cut, what if I just fully like
This is the video.
went full Armin?
You know what? You know what video.
Oh yeah, of
this is.
course. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Captain.
Jacob says, "Shave your head like me." I don't know. I feel like shaving my head would be a shame. I feel like I have a pretty good head of hair. No shame to people who don't. I don't mean like disrespect, but I'm just saying like for me.
No, that's their own problem. We
I
mean
feel
all the
like
disrespect.
If I shave my head, I'd have to really commit to that. And I guess maybe I could, but I also think zebra cakes would be very.
You need to have a good head for it.
I don't think I have a good head for it.
I don't have one of those.
At an alarming rate, yeah. I think I'm in the clear for that. You know, knock on wood. But,
I know. Grandpa's got a full head of hair.
I want to shave my head, but no.
But no. Why not? It's so much
Why, Tish?
easier.
Yeah, why?
You
I don't know.
Shampoo and stuff.
Maybe I will go with the mop top look.
Yeah, AJ's thinking about getting a bowl cut.
Please keep your hair.
Keep my hair?
Keep your hair.
Jacob's telling me to shave it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
He's saying shave it. Be bald like him.
No.
You'll take some pumpkin seed or salt, palmetto block.
I would rather shave my own head.
Stay away from Tresemme.
I would
Uh-oh.
rather shave my
Oh, shit.
and let you shave your head.
You said stay away from Tresemme? Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
That's what I use.
That's the heat protectant
Imagine.
spray I use. I use Tresemme heat protectant spray. Uh-oh.
Take some pumpkin seed or salt pimento. There you go. Who fucking cares about hair? I don't. I know.
It's
you know,
stress. That's all it is. It's stress and
I don't.
It's high cortisol levels and stress. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
I don't know. I mean, who's stressing these days, honestly?
He's like, everyone, hair's overrated. Just shave it.
Fuck.
Hair's out. Bald is in.
You're bald. There's no hair.
Yeah. Because he doesn't care about
Bald
it.
by choice.
I mean, he's just, embraced it, which is good.
He shaved his own head.
Good stuff.
Go get one of those Hims tablets.
Personally, I think Jacob should and try to go ahead and get the flock
Get a
squirrel
wig.
tail.
You should get a weave.
Just do the flock, you know?
You should get a. You should
Wait.
get a.
Unhinged.
You should get a box braid weave, Jacob. You should get cornrow weave.
Unhinged bowl cuts.
I don't know
Does
if they sell it in your skin tone.
Does flock fall into that character?
Yes.
Does flock have a bowl cut? Would you consider it a bowl cut?
Yeah. No, because a bowl cut is bowl, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like another.
He has so much more unhinged.
He has
than
like
he has
a-
bowl cut that he
Yeah.
still meets the requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What about Marlo?
He just has like a TikTok boy haircut.
Is Marlo, is he like the character that doesn't fall in that category?
No, Marlo has a bowl cut.
Yeah.
I just mean like being like absolutely unhinged.
Nah.
No, but he has a bowl cut. Like,
Oh yeah, he has a
He
bowl
had.
cut.
Okay, he's the opposite of Flock. He's
Yeah.
not unhinged, but he has so much bowl cut that he makes the requirements.
Nah, he's the
Yeah.
exception. Got it.
but
Yeah.
Flock has bowl cut energy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like Coconut Head from Ned is Declassified.
Yeah, that's that mop top Armin hair for
His
sure.
name is Coconut Head.
Beautiful. I'll educate you.
I don't know what a boho is.
Beautiful.
Boho's just like Bohemian, no?
Oh. Rhapsody.
That's what it is. Right? Hey.
Oh, check out this boho decor, and it's just like woven. Zach, it's how I braid my hair. Yeah, boho braids. Boho.
I'm just a boy.
He doesn't know.
All right.
Hey.
I'm ready. I'm
He knows
ready
more about
whenever
makeup than he does
you
about
guys are.
All right.
Okay, narrator.
Okay.
Zach will be narrating for us this next part, and yeah, whenever you're ready, Zach.
Cool. We return as our characters review the event that just transpired. The scouts appear to be set up at a camp, as Connie reviews. That big lady shot and killed her captain without a second thought. What do you think she's hoping to do? Jean, also wondering the motive, answers, can't say, but even if she's on our side, we obviously can't trust her. As Sasha yawns, Mikasa wakes her up and scolds.
No napping, Sasha.
Armin also responds to Connie's question and Jean's concerns.
Yeah, but this is still an incredible chance for us to gather information. We're lucky we found them.
Aaron, who's also with the group, responds.
You're right. We've been lucky. We managed to intercept that ship by We managed to intercept that ship by pure chance.
This is when Aaron still had a sense of humor, okay?
Yeah.
Want me to segue you in?
He was like, hold on.
I'm just going to continue.
Yeah.
Go.
If Marley comes to this island in force, we're finished. We gotta do something.
The scene fades to black. Now the next thing we see is Hanji, examining and looking through the barrel of a foreign weapon they're unaware of.
Oh, I see now. So that's why your guns can shoot so many bullets.
Yelena, in the same quarters, enjoying tea, tells Hanji.
Back in Marley, those weapons are standard issue. The Marleyan army is comprised of 5 divisions, each made up of 20,000 troops. That comes out to 1 million soldiers in total. Then there's the Marleyan Navy. It's divided into 3 fleets. With 21 battleships each, Marley's been developing new weapons too. They're making strides in the field of aerial warfare.
A confused Hanji questions.
Ariel?
Levi, sitting beside Hanji, kicks Hanji's foot and whispers,
Keep it together, or they'll think we're weak.
Hanji loudly whispers back.
I know that!
Onyankopon, sitting beside Yelena, adds,
In other words, they're making flying ships, which can circumvent walls by attacking from the sky.
Hanji jumps out of their chair in shock.
Huh? They'll attack from the sky?
Levi tries to calm Hanji again, as Hanji is now composed.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Sorry. If Marley truly has that kind of military capabilities you just described to us, why haven't they sent an invasion force in the past year? Tell me.
Yelena answers Hanji.
There are 2 primary reasons. The first is the pure titans Marley released here. They pose a serious threat to a landing force, even if that force is armed with the latest weaponry. They were originally taken here to keep you Eldians confined within your walls. But in more recent times, they've been served as Eldia's first line of defense.
Levi chimes in to respond to Yelena.
You don't say. Well, isn't that funny?
Yelena continues.
But it'll be morning shortly. And day is when Titans become active, which tells me that if we're still here, sipping tea in the wilderness beyond the walls, you must have killed all the pure Titans that were roaming around. Is my assessment correct?
Before Hanji can answer, Levi interrupts.
And what if it is? You gonna take that intel back to Marley?
Yelena, with her eyes wide open, tells both.
Never. It's amazing. I'm in awe.
Hanji now wants Yelena to continue explaining more intel.
So what's the second reason?
Yelena continues explaining.
Marley is occupied. It's at war with an alliance of several nations. It can't be bothered to deal with parity now. You defeated the warrior unit, the pride of Marley, and in doing so, you stripped Marley of 2 of its best weapons, the colossal and female titans. Marley is a nation with many enemies. Once they saw that you'd left it in a weakened state, they quickly joined us. One and declared war.
Hanji tries to understand Yelena's involvement in all of this.
I'm guessing that your group infiltrated the Marleyan army because you have some sort of grudge against it. Are you undercover against some of the nations that Marley's Are you undercover agents from some of the nations that Marley's conquered?
Yelena and Onyankopon just stare quietly.
Oh, so I'm right. If you're willing to go up against Marley, then you must be working with some seriously powerful backers.
Yelena explains to Hanji as she sets her tea down.
Sorry to disappoint, but we're not agents or any of the sort. We were utterly powerless. Marley took our homes and let me try that one more time. Marley took our homes and conscripted us into its army. The hope that we would. Okay, hold on. This is my last one. I've had so many.
You got it, Lex.
Do you want me to segue you?
No, I got it. Okay.
You got it.
The hope that we could eventually strike back faded more every day. That is, until we met him. People feared that Titan the world over. Okay. They called him a devil, but to me, he looked like something else entirely. A god. One that gave hope to the powerless. Our mutiny was carried out at the express command of Zeke Yeager. We're the anti-Marleyan volunteers, and our goal is to free the Eldian people.
To be continued.
Boom!
That was a lot of lines.
A lot of lines, Lex.
I wasn't messing up a lot. I just had a lot of lines more than usual. I messed up the same amount as normal. I just had more lines.
They do have some of that ye old speech.
Yeah.
And is that ass backwards grammar.
I was like, I don't understand what this is saying. Okay. I don't know how to emote this because I don't understand it.
Yelena doesn't even understand herself.
Yeah, good job, Lex. I know it was tricky. A lot of lines.
Well, Holly's fun. And I had my tea. We're good.
Yep. And great job narrating, Zach. Zach
Thank
is
you.
a good narrator, and I appreciate you both narrating this episode. And let's go ahead and let's cover this, right? Because
still reminded of that knife. Sasha's still there, yawning.
So the scouts are set up over in some sort of camp, right? That's in the wilderness, right? Mm-hmm. Outside of the walls, very much outside the walls. It is night, and they were essentially the Levi squad. They're reviewing about what they just witnessed as far as the Marleyan ships. Connie goes out there and says he refers to Yelena as that big lady, right?
Yeah, that
obviously
big lady.
She's very tall, but I think a lot of people are tall in comparison to Connie at this point 3 years ago.
Yeah,
almost everyone's taller than Connie.
Yeah, but he also says that
except for Krista, she was shorter.
Yeah. And
second shorter.
Connie was on to say, like, that big lady killed her captain without a second thought, right? He questions, what do you think she's hoping to do?
Big lady. And
that's a valid question to go ahead and ask, right? Especially a group that is loyal, right?
Yeah.
Loyal soldiers. And when you see somebody who's just so quickly willing to go ahead and just kill off their captain, which obviously they don't know the full story as to why Yelena's even on that ship, right? They think she's just a Marleyan soldier instead of just being some sort of like refugee that was picked up, essentially forced to go ahead and leave her own home.
They don't understand her motivation and her.
They don't get her background yet.
They just think big lady.
They really don't understand
the big lady is
whole
crazy.
outside world that is not the other side of that island, right? Yeah. Exactly, and so.
The big lady is crazy. A rumor has it if you say big lady enough, Pixis will show up.
Giant lady titan, giant lady titan, giant lady titan.
But yeah, I mean, so again, the whole concept that somebody so quickly would go ahead and portray their captain when it's obviously a very alarming thing to go ahead and witness, especially coming from the
just
scouts.
so raw and just like she doesn't really have emotion.
Yeah, especially just seeing Niccolo being like, "Forget about me, Captain! Kill them all!"
Yeah.
And then it's just one big lady. Fuck that idea.
Exactly. Jean goes on to go ahead and say essentially, look, as anybody would go ahead and say, it's great analysis from Jean, that even if she is on our side, we can't trust her. Yeah. And you know what?
Facts.
He was right.
100% fact.
That's why you have leadership qualities, man.
Exactly.
Because you're relatable.
Jean just knew right from the start. The moment that he went ahead and saw that big lady, he was like, I can't trust her.
Yeah.
And then again, I think Jean has trust issues, which is fine.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is valid in what he's been through.
It took a long time, for Jean to even trust the freaking allies he has around him, the Levi squad.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then again, that could be just like...
could be because, he saw his big... Who we saw as his big brother was actually the armor titan.
Mm-hmm.
I know, exactly. And the guy didn't even have brothers. He's a only child. So the one moment he's like, oh my gosh, that guy is like an older brother.
Yeah.
Betrayal,
I know. Which is just like, that's like about as, I mean, obviously not as bad, but as his backstory goes. But it's funny. Yeah. I saw a video. I think Eddie might have sent it to me. I can't remember what it was.
Shout out to Eddie.
But I can't remember who sent it to me. But it was
Shout out to whoever sent it.
Yeah, shout out whoever sent it. It was like other AOT characters' childhood backstories, and it's like,
oh gosh,
horrible, death,
a lot
whatever,
of death,
and like it's just it's horrible.
And then John,
and then it goes to Jean's backstory, and it's him as a baby, just like food. You know exactly what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
He has like a jelly bean shaped head, and he's like, food. That's literally all we get in his backstory. He gets like rice and meat.
Yeah.
And everyone else is
Bro had a
like
good
killing their
life.
intruders and like having parents.
That's so funny. But honestly, yeah, I mean, again, that
simple
childhood
life
that he
of the
had
horse.
was very, very. He had a very nice
Simple horse
upbringing, and even the OAD that we watched, the one with involving the cooking and stuff like that.
His mom
went ahead and brought him, just a nice meal
What
and
a
stuff,
fucking asshole he is.
And it was a very kind of like sentimental meal because it's something that he enjoyed growing up, and instead he was too busy being about the perception from his his cadets and stuff.
Mom, you're gonna make my friends make fun of me.
And he literally pushes his mom away and stuff, and even the other ones are like, why would you treat your mom like that and stuff,
Yeah,
like
like,
what are you
bro.
doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And so Jean definitely had that kind of very privileged upbringing in a world where there's a lot of death and a lot of betrayal and just so much. There's freaking plagues. There's so much that happens over here in the island, especially being out over in the outer districts, which a lot of these characters are from. We're literally introduced to Shiganshina, where we see on the map it is like the furthest district that you can go ahead and literally see on the map. So, I mean, again, talking about how earlier where Marley's perception is essentially these people, they see him as like dirt, right? Lesser than maybe. It's like, when Hanji is looking at these weapons and going, whoa, what is this? Like literally
She's so intrigued.
eyes down the side of a freaking barrel.
Yeah.
Like all it takes is for her to go and pull the trigger. What is this? Boom. And then
Yeah, like,
next
she
you
doesn't know.
She's gone.
She's examining it. She has no idea.
This is
Yeah.
their first time seeing a gun.
Yeah.
Besides Kenny.
And I will
Yeah.
say, it's not that she doesn't know the danger. She had pet titans. She understands danger.
Oh, yeah.
She's just like,
She
I'd
flirts
rather
with danger.
Yeah, I'd rather do research than
I'd rather
not
die
do it
doing
because,
research
yeah,
than sit on my ass.
than live
Yeah.
and not know.
Yeah. And you know what? If she happens to go out that way, she went out doing something she loved. And that was
She
trying to
did.
go and learn.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did. She died being like, wow, you guys are beautiful. This is so cool.
Exactly. But
Let me have this.
more on the Sasha. Excuse me.
Too
More on
autistic
the
to care. Exactly, yeah.
more on the Hanji talking a bit. But so again, we have a point of views exactly of how they're reviewing what they just witnessed. And Sasha, she's of course tired. Mikasa's
Like me, I just yawned. I was just showing what Sasha was feeling. Sorry.
Mikasa's on Sasha babysitting duty. And it's so funny. She even like yanks on her hair, like pulls her head up and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
as she's like
like, girl,
resting.
wake up.
She's like, hey, no napping. And then you have Armin again. Armin who tries to see the good in people, right?
course.
And in this,
That's our boy.
he's seeking knowledge, especially again being from the island, understanding that there's much more outside of the island. And I think with Armin, when he the idea that ships are coming into the shore is such a valuable way of gathering information and becoming more educated and knowledgeable and what's on the other side, So I think again, Armin, as he had that book from his family about the outside world. Any little connection to the outside world is a way for him to get that validation, right? And to go ahead and see before even stepping foot on land away from Parody himself. And he says yeah, but it's still an incredible chance for us to gather information, and we're lucky that we found them. It just goes to show again just the idea that he has. And another freaking little bullshit.
Yeah,
little
another bot. Another little ad.
Baked good 5v2.
Sorry, y'all. I'm getting ads.
Background.
But yeah, so again, Armin's got that kind of idea as far as he views the world, still very innocent. And stuff,
Screw up, big bot.
And
It's funny.
what's crazy is that this mindset is coming from a fucking nuke.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
No
that
one
is so
has to
crazy.
die. Dude, your power is death.
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like he's like, oh my gosh, we're so lucky we found these ships. Like later on, Hanji's gonna have freaking Armin in the sea,
Send you out to
preventing
nuke
these
it.
same ships from escaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like this guy's like, I can't wait to go and learn, and he's gonna be the wall blocking the ships between what's going back home, and also they're stuck because on the other side is gonna be the attack Titan. Right?
This motherfucker just gonna blow him up.
Yeah. Go explode.
crazy.
You got it.
I do not control the die.
I don't control the die though.
He does not hear the die. He's like, oh well, it happens, but I don't hear it.
Yeah.
I in my own head.
He like closes his eyes as it happens. He's like, I just transform and then open my eyes and everything's red.
Everything's literally just incinerated.
Yeah.
Literally just in my own head, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Just
it is.
being a silly little dandelion in my head.
I could see his big colossal like skipping.
Oh man.
Imagine it
I feel
skipped
like
up to Aaron in the last fight.
I know.
the thing is though is that even Armin's colossal skipping still causes destruction.
Yeah.
You know?
Like that's still just as bad as a rumbling.
Ground
The
shattering
skipping.
shit.
Yeah.
I also saw a comparison the other day of Baratold's Titan and Armin's Titan, and Armin's Titan is so much better. Like it's funny because Baratold's Titan is like a block, and then Armin's Titan is like he's got curves
He's
and
got
everything.
figure.
He's got this nice
Hey.
long slender frame.
They didn't have him go ahead and be Historia for a reason.
That's the word
right?
I wanted
Like,
to say, Tish, but I couldn't say it. But yeah, she's just so much cutier than Baratold's.
Yeah.
Coventier.
I mean, he
Yeah,
was
Coventry.
fondled by a freaking merchant weirdo. You know, so like
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. So
Weirdo. So slay.
Armin's got the curves, and Aaron
He's
is
snatched.
still
Armin snatched.
of some sort of right mind here in this moment, right? We understand that he obviously still had the moment where he kissed Mikasa's, kissed. He wishes.
Yeah, he
where
wishes, man.
Kissed Historia's,
think he
hand,
just
and
sent a
then
chill
all of a
down his
sudden, just
spine.
the whole thing freaking rushed over into his brain, and but he's not fully gone yet. At least here, he's putting on a front, and he's like, you're right. We've been lucky. Because we managed to intercept that ship, and I tried to say this fucking words all together, and I couldn't. I apologize.
No,
But,
it's hard.
like, we managed to intercept that ship.
We don't edit this.
by pure chance. If Marley comes to this island in force, we're finished. We got to do something, right? And this obviously is coming from a person who literally fought for his home back.
Yeah.
And understood what it took to go ahead and reclaim that land. Understanding that there were so many casualties, and this is again the guy who's going to be on the front lines who tells you like, if they come back with more, we're done.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to regroup. We're trying to again become more informed by these survey ships that are showing up. But if Marley comes back in full force, there's not much that we can do because think about the scouts that they have left. Think about the ones that they lost. They lost some freaking, like big, powerful freaking scouts,
They have.
So much future and everything that was lost.
Potential.
So much potential. And,
Some of them just got dealt really bad cards.
Yeah.
Like Mike being the first Titan he meets out is the Beast Titan, is Zeke.
I know. Exactly.
Dealt horrible cards.
Yeah.
That's just bad luck.
I know. Yeah.
The god that Yelena praises to.
Oh man. Yeah. We'll go and we'll talk about that in a bit. But,
It's the most emotion we've ever seen out of her so far.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
so let's go ahead and let's now talk about the conversation that's being had over inside one of the tents, one of the quarters. And that would be, we see there's some, tea talk.
Of course. They still got their tea.
You have like, the little tag teams right there where on one side of, the tent is
Not exactly Taekwondo's.
it's Levi and Hanji. And then we have Yelena and Onya Capone. And, well, as talked about, Hanji is examining this foreign weapon. And she is understanding like, oh my gosh, like why does it shoot so many bullets or whatever, or like, oh, that's why, and stuff like that. Like she's obviously trying to go ahead and gain knowledge. Yelena
She doesn't know what aerial means.
no, but Yelena, she
Like I
informs.
spelt it like a girl's name.
I know. That's how she says it. She's like, Ariel?
Yeah. So
No, she just said, that's nothing like what she just said, Hanji. She just said it.
Ariel.
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 Ariel?
So Yelena informs all of us pretty much the extent of Marley's like army.
Yeah.
Right, and more, talking about the fleets as well and stuff, right? And then so she talks about how Marley, they consist of 50 divisions, each made up of 20,000 troops, comes out to 1 million soldiers. So Aaron's onto something when he says like, hey, if Marley shows up,
Yeah.
we're done.
Just numbers alone.
Exactly. And so that's, again, just right here. It's, we get confirmation here from Yelena. And then she goes on to continue saying, well, and then there's the Navy with 3 fleets with 21 battleships each, right? And they're also developing new weapons, right? And they're making strides in the field of aerial warfare. One thing I want to think about is the Marleyan Navy, right? 50 divisions, right? 3 fleets, 21 battleships. I think about what Marley lost because of one nuke.
Yep.
Right.
And
all that development.
Didn't they lose all their fleets?
Yeah, the whole harbor fleets, all those reinforcements, gone.
Done.
That's 63 ships. Not counting the 3 that were taken hostage, 60 ships.
Yeah.
And the devastation that this cute little daffodil colossal can go ahead and do.
This skinty colossal.
A boy in his little fishing boat.
Yeah. And it really does goes to show as far as what even Yelena will talk about. She talks about later on in this with the warrior unit and how it really did left a void because they lost 2 of their most important weapons in that warrior unit, which is the colossal and female.
Yep.
And again, just for context, and with what we already saw, the battle over in Liberia and Marley, I mean, just with one transformation, what Armin can go ahead and do.
Yeah. Army.
Fight it.
Army.
Pineapple.
It's not happening. No sneeze today.
Now you're gonna give it to one of us.
Yep. So
imagine.
So then, Hanji, she's questioning, the information being given to her. Levi wants to continue to maintain a strong, persona.
It's like, dude, we can't show that we're so amazed by this.
Yeah.
Because then we're gonna look dumb. Act like you expected it.
Yeah.
Like they can't get a jump on you.
And the best thing that Levi can do in this moment is have very few responses, but they're very kind of I don't know, not, I guess maybe sarcastic isn't the right word, but when I look at Levi's responses, right, to Yelena, again, there's maybe only 2 of them, but he goes like, you don't say, isn't that funny? And in another one too, it's what are you gonna do? You're gonna take that intel back to Marley? He's being Levi, right? Yeah. Where he's being very snarky
with his
stuff,
his smart ass remarks.
Being very smart ass of him, but he's also trying not to say a lot. Yeah. Because he's trying not to go ahead and show that maybe they
I'm carefully roasting you right now.
Yeah. And
showing you that I know more.
It's just it's his way of
he's doing a good front.
It's his way of contributing to the meeting.
Yeah. But he's also trying to babysit Hanji. He's like, oh my god. Yeah. But that's just their dynamic, you know? That's their dynamic.
Yeah. And I love too where even
Mama y papa.
Where even when Levi kind of he kicks Hanji's foot and he's like, hey, don't show our weakness, whatever. Yeah. And she's like, I know, kind of
I know that.
Not subtle at all,
Yeah. And then Yagapon are just
and they're just sipping on their tea.
Yeah. I'm like, what is wrong with them?
I know we can hear them, right?
What's wrong with this lady?
Speaking of Onyan Capone, he goes on to talk about the developing
good Onyan Capone voice, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That was good.
Thank you. So talking about the strides that they're making in the field of aerial warfare, Onyan Capone explains that he pretty much not dumbs it down, but he definitely simplifies it for them. Yeah. He says they're making flying ships.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, and he talks about how it's which can circumvent walls, right? In other words, walls aren't going to protect you. They can go over walls and they can attack from the sky. Yeah. Right? Imagine hearing that coming from an island where you're known walls are going to protect you. No, there's flying ships that can go over the walls that can go ahead and attack you.
You have new enemies.
Yeah. Drop bombs, drop titans.
A new challenger approaches.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. And
Cue opening to season 4, Zeke dropping.
I know.
Exactly. Again, it just goes to show too, the advancements that Marley has made, but still, from that example, they still almost lost their titans.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that just goes to show how much more advanced just the other, away from the island, the other nations, the other parts of the world are. Yeah. In comparison, they're just well, the walls are there to protect us from titans, and these are just pure titans, we know that if there were titans roaming over in the other nations, that they would be able to go ahead and defend themselves much more efficiently. Yeah, exactly. And Yeah, they almost took out Zeke and Rhino. Again, they had those anti, Titan, cannons. But
And Zeke would have been gone if Rhino didn't take that hit for him.
yeah,
No, literally.
for sure. And I'm sure Yelena would have been heartbroken by that.
I know.
Her God.
So yeah, Onyan Capone simplifies it for Levi and for Hanji, and
Helps explain it in their terms.
yeah, and then Hanji has a very I guess valid question in asking Yelena, like, if Marley really has this kind of military capabilities, then why haven't they sent an invasion force, right? In the past year.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about now, like as this is
Like, you're
3
telling
years
me
ago.
they have all this stuff, but nothing is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened.
So like we don't know if this is like just the past year and it's been like a full year since the Shiganshina battle, but maybe we're going on, 4 years since the Marley attack that we saw, at present day, right? So again, just the concept.
I think that
of,
makes sense.
of-
4
of
years
time.
later.
Yeah. So that's a very valid question that Hanji has. And especially coming from somebody who doesn't know the extent of the Marley force and their military, and just seeing firsthand that it was just, Titans and stuff. There wasn't like an army with them. It was pretty much just Zeke using Titans as his army. But when you find out that there are so many soldiers, right?
A million
soldiers.
Just foot soldiers. A million foot soldiers.
I mean, I guess it's valid to go ahead and ask, like, well, why aren't they,
Why aren't they here?
Yeah.
Why aren't they knocking on our door? Why
Yeah.
are you
Like,
here?
so what's going on?
And then Yelena says,
Yelena's response is interesting too.
yeah, she says there are 2 reasons. First is the Titans that Marley released, the pure Titans, as I, went ahead and just mentioned, and Lexi, of course, went on to go ahead and say as Yelena. The pure Titans, they're there. They pose a threat to a landing force, and even if that force is armed with the latest weaponry, they were originally taken here to keep you Eldians confined within your walls. But in more recent times, they served as Eldia's first line defense. And how I kind of like interpreted that is just, well, there's Titans that are roaming around, but if we show up, we don't want to be the ones to go ahead and take out those Titans, because those Titans are meant for Eldia.
Yeah, it's kind of like multiple reasons of like, hey, there's a bunch of pure Titans here.
It's a double-edged sword. It's cool. It'll keep them in their cage
Yeah.
until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And now the double-edged side is we don't want to fucking kill them just to get to
Yeah, because then we would be doing them a favor by getting rid of that defense that
the
we
shit
have.
that we put there in the first place.
Yeah.
Also, traveling over there would kind of, you would all expect it or whatever, it would suck because of all the pure Titans we've let loose.
Yeah.
So they think
Yeah.
like none of them have been killed. There's so many. That's too much to travel over and do.
They
Yeah.
think so lowly of parody that they're like, there's no way they killed all the pure Titans.
And we know there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking it back from seasons 1 through 3.
generations.
Yeah, so many freaking pure Titans. And again, Yelena
There's like 100 years of pure Titans.
she at least is in the understanding, right? At least knows the history that, there are a lot of pure Titans that roam the island to go ahead and keep Eldia confined into the walls. And that was Marley's way of kind of like, again, just like, hey, they're there. We know that they're going to be confined in there, and eventually, whenever we're ready, we can go ahead and reclaim the founding.
Yeah.
Yep.
But right now, I'm cool with where it's at.
Yeah. And so, upon that first initial reason, again, Levi chimed in like, well, isn't that funny, huh? You don't say. And I guess it's kind of ironic coming from the person that is the best at killing those pure Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like scared of a couple of fucking Titans.
I know. He's like, really? Those are the line of defense here?
Yeah.
That's what's holding them back.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And then Yelena says, again, we understand how educated and how well informed Yelena is, as she's very kind of perceptive with understanding that they are very far out in the wilderness. It's night. There seems to be no kind of sense of urgency as far as cleaning up or even any kind of worry that, we got to get out of here before morning or whatever the case is. She's like, it's going to be morning shortly, and we understand Titans are active during the day. But that tells me that if we're here sipping on tea, right, out in the wilderness, right, beyond the walls, that you must have killed all the pure Titans,
Yeah.
right?
Or at least the majority of them.
Yeah, she goes, is my assessment correct? And again, Levi being snarky is like, well, what if it is, huh? You gonna go back and tell Marley? You know?
You gonna go rat on us? You gonna
Exactly.
tattle?
Go fucking tell them to send their ships this way.
And you know who from Marley knows damn well who can go ahead and mow down some Titans is Zeke. Zeke knows fucking Levi can go ahead and take out some Titans, because even he was surprised. He's like, what?
Levi made it all the way
Like,
to
where are all
him.
my Titans
My
at?
Titans have fallen?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what happened? They got sleepy. What's going on?
Exactly.
We're not on break yet, guys.
Why are they all standing?
Get up.
I know.
They're
And
all just turning into bones.
And then Yelena, she you know, just amazed to find out that if that is the truth, like no, like why would I go back and tell them? Like that's amazing. I'm in awe.
Yeah.
You know? And again,
I'm a big fan of your guys' work. I'm not the enemy.
I think it also could do with what they think of parody, right? And how limited they are with resources, with weaponry that, like, wow, they killed all those pure Titans?
Yeah.
Something that who have the military power are afraid to even think of combating.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
true.
like, we killed them with blades and gas.
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
Blades, gas, and lime.
I hope that she's not saying that in like a condescending way to be like, wow, you little.
I know, like, wow, good job.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
they talk to Eldians like they're monkeys.
I
like
know.
they're little like, oh my god, you're so smart.
I know.
Like,
I
so
feel like
cool.
part of it is slightly condescending.
Yeah.
Because it's just like,
But it is impressive.
it's a taut tone.
Yeah.
But in her head, she's like, we couldn't do that.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, holy
We couldn't
shit,
do
you
that
guys-
without.
You guys did that. Cool.
They did it with
I'm in
less
awe.
resources than we did. I'm sure she is like actually in awe, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that tone did sound kind of like, no, I'm in awe.
Well,
Yeah.
you said condescending.
No, I'm
You little
Tish.
fucks could do it.
Tish also said very condescending to even some of the earlier conversations that we had about, you know, kind of the conversation being had in this tent. And yeah, I mean, obviously the condescending tone is there, but and Eddie also said the Titan Hub. Yeah, it was a Titan Hub, no longer. But then Eddie's getting a little too ahead of himself. He says more like fake volunteers.
Well,
Oh, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fakeness going on over in the land of
In the world of Jaeger.
I guess, yeah, the world itself.
from the land down under.
The whole world is a fake.
So that was one reason.
Yay, the internet's back up at my school district.
There you go.
Kids won't be crashing out no more.
Awesome.
I shouldn't be crashing out over internet anyway.
I know.
Hanji wants to know what the second reason.
Can't tame them.
Right, and so Yelena, she continues. She says that Marley is occupied, right? Talking about how it's like they're currently at war.
Like, dude, we don't even like each other as Marleyans. Like, we're barely getting over our individual war. We just had to band together.
Yeah, it's at war with an alliance of several nations. It can be bothered to deal with. It can't be bothered to deal with parity now. You defeated the warrior unit, the Pride of Marley, and in doing so, you stripped Marley of two of its best weapons:
You're-
colossal and female titans.
They did that.
Marley is a nation with many enemies. Once they saw that you'd left them in a weakened state, they quickly joined as one and declared war. Yeah. We understand that Marley is in the headlines a lot. So it makes sense that when other nations go on to go ahead and find out that Marley is weakened, the idea is maybe it's our time to strike.
No.
You know?
Oh, they're
Yep.
missing two. They're missing two titans.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Marley at war with itself. It's like, what brings us together the best? Common enemy.
Yeah.
Now we're besties.
Yeah. Anakin will now calm down 100%. And Eddie says, y'all do know those barrels carry Zeke's spinal fluids wine, right?
Yep.
I'm talking about the barrels that are where over on the ship.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Did not know that
Thank
either.
you, Eddie. But you know what? It makes sense. Because what else would they be transporting?
Yeah, I thought they maybe just be
Other
trying to
than just,
gather
like,
information
artillery?
and stuff, you know. But I guess it makes sense that if
It's preparation for a
He
raid.
said, I know because I'm the ship. Oh,
Yeah.
in the ship. Yeah, it's inside the ship. Wow.
sounds like those idiot MPs are going to become even bigger idiots. Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
I guess it does make sense that if they're essentially capturing ships, that they would go ahead and capture, of course, the resources on board. And if they see barrels of wine, they're
They're
gonna
gonna
think
drink
that, oh
them.
shit, okay, cool, we hit the freaking jackpot, you know?
This one tastes funny.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. Real quick, the second reason was explained, and Marley's occupied. Yeah, a lot of enemies. They're very weakened, and those those allied nations are forming up. Just troops, and they're trying to go ahead and take out Marley.
Yep.
But Marley's, they still have a lot of strength, and one of those being giant monkey man.
Yeah.
And
Big ol' monkey man.
Yeah.
Jungle Boogie.
But before we get to the monkey man, Hanji, again, she is also very perceptive. She also understands a lot more than maybe she goes on to go ahead and show. And Hanji, she says, well, I'm guessing that your group infiltrated the Marleyan army because you have some sort of grudge. Are you undercover agents from some sort of nation that Marley conquered? Well, maybe Yelena and Onya Capone don't have the best poker face.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe they should have responded at this moment and been like, no.
They shouldn't have stayed quiet. That's for damn sure.
Maybe one of them was waiting for the other person to talk.
And Capone was like, bitch, speak.
I know,
I was like, dude, I'm not going to be the one to do it.
Exactly.
You're the one in charge here.
And then so Hanji was like, oh, so I'm right. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to go if you're willing to go up against Marley, then you must be working with some seriously powerful backers. And well, again, the same conversation about who is that powerful backer. Yelena explains, right? She's like, look, we're not agents. We're not anything of the sort. Sorry to disappoint, but we were powerless. Marley did take our homes and conscripted us into its army. The hope that we could eventually strike back faded more every single day until we met that powerful backer. Until we met him. People feared that Titan the world over. They called him a devil. And what did we refer to even with Eren as earlier, right? Is almost like a very
demon.
different point
Devil.
of view, but it still is some lonely soldiers looking up and
In the
seeing
water.
this devil in the water. And then we go ahead and see the illustration that Yelena is describing here, where she is like looking up at this devil in the water as this god.
This wet monkey probably stinks.
I know.
And
God.
and she talked about how it's like, look, they called him a devil, but to me he looked like something else, a god, one that gave hope to the powerless. Our mutiny was carried out at the express command of that powerful backer being Zeke Yeager. We are the anti-Marleyan volunteers, and our goal is to free the Eldian people. And this is so kind of ironic to me because this
Interesting.
figure, this character, Zeke Yeager, is a part of some sort of like anti-Marleyan militia type thing. And Grisha was a part of the Restorationists. And what did Zeke do there? He snitched over on his own dad and his mom.
Yeah.
Also, Eddie said, nah, but think about it, guys. Yelena and Capone came in with their plan in mind, allied with Zeke.
Yeah.
Obviously talking about the euthanization plan.
Yeah. They're like, we already know.
Eddie goes,
Capping.
she's capping.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all thinking,
It's-
like, they all have that same agenda as Zeke.
Need to know basis. All she's doing is telling Hanji what she needs to know just to gain some sort of trust and some sort of alliance. Again, like Lexi mentioned, right? The enemy of your enemy or whatever. What'd you say? It was like, the common enemy.
Yeah. How do you make friends? You have a common enemy.
Yeah.
Now you're
Enemy of your enemy is my friend, or the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
Until they're not.
Yeah. Until they're not.
And exactly. And until they're no longer, allied.
All of a sudden,
Until one wants
the
to euthanize
agendas
the
are a
other
little
one.
different now.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
I see
one.
why we were enemies.
Zeke Yeagerist, man, and the theme song coming in.
Yeah, a Zeke.
We do not need a second
Tish say
Jaeger.
the theme song coming in at the right time.
No,
Yeah, I know. The moment we started talking about Zeke, all of a sudden the AOT theme, yeah.
I know.
And Eddie says he fears Levi 100%.
Yes, sir.
He goes, if I ever get a free name change, I'm changing it to Levi.
Right.
Yeah. And Eddie explains, and that's why
It's
I
not
put
free. You actually have to
fake
pay a lot of money for
volunteers.
it and change a lot of government documents for it.
By middle name Jaeger.
Yeah. Levi middle name.
No, the
Yeager.
middle name is middle name.
Levi middle name.
Levi
Yeager.
middle name Jaeger.
You should just make it MN. Levi MN Jaeger.
There you go. So yeah,
A motherfucking J.
so again, understanding the moment of Zeke over in that airship with the scouts, to here 3 years later, understanding that Zeke is forming a plan here.
Yeah.
So this plan has been in the works for years. And Zeke getting into that airship, right, took years and years of work.
Yep.
Now, we're going to go ahead and learn more about Zeke's motivations, right? His kind of, negotiation. Maybe it wasn't really a negotiation, but his, idea as far as what a plan and being, in agreement with his brother as far as, what they both plan to do is something we're going to learn about. But Zeke is that powerful backer. And you know what? It's so interesting to go ahead and find out how far the kind of, what did fucking Magath say though? The rats in the...
Yeah, we got a couple of rats in the walls.
Was it the rats in the walls?
Something like that.
Yeah. When he's talking about the stage and everything and stuff and all that. Mm-hmm. This rat has been freaking plotting for years,
Yeah.
It's a long time rat, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not a rat. It's a monkey.
Giant freaking monkey. Wow. It's crazy to go ahead and get more information.
Gotham's thinking too small of an animal.
I know.
The monkey.
Yeah. Wow. So
Monkey's fish.
Yelena.
Monkey's chain.
We're finding out the motivation behind her journey that she's on right now. Her actions. And Onion Capone is following by her side. But I even think obviously he's way too in over his head as far as what that real plan is to go ahead and carry out.
He's
and
just
there
what? Because fuck Marley.
That kind of sucks because that there are meetings being had and like Onion Capone he's not a part of those meetings, with like the Yeager brothers and stuff and all that, and like he's just another like pawn.
Oh, 100% he is. Mm-hmm. But he ends up liking the Marleyan, or not the Marleyans, the Eldians.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are all right.
Yeah.
I fuck with you guys.
You guys are just people, huh?
Yeah. Doesn't even want to be a part of this, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of stuck doing this because he doesn't really have any.
Yeah, well, when you see injustice, it's your responsibility to do the right thing.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, for us here in this room and for our friends in chat, any other final thoughts as far as the information we just got behind these brave volunteers? If you have anything, please let us know. I think now this is the time where we will begin to go ahead and get into a close. But I hope you guys enjoyed the coverage here of season 4 episode 9. As I stated, this is part 1. We'll see how many parts we go ahead and split this episode into to go ahead and cover it in its entirety.
Take your guesses now.
There we go. Eddie said he said that Yelena would put a bullet in his head if he hadn't followed along.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, right.
Shit.
100%.
Poor Onion Capone.
Yeah. At that point, yeah, your hands are tied.
So they go on trial and everyone says, well, he could have left.
I know.
Could have left any time.
It all goes full circle.
Life imitates art.
Fuck Sean Diddy Combs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Onion Capone did it better.
All right, guys. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up another episode of Attack the Talk. This is season 4 of our breakdowns, and yeah, make sure you guys follow us along. We will be streaming every Thursday, and if anything changes, then make sure you guys follow us over on Instagram at Attack the Talk Podcast for all of your updates. I really like the idea of potentially putting out the Q&A.
It's already noted in there.
About the Aaron Chuckle thing.
Already wrote it all in.
Awesome. So keep an eye out for that Q&A and get your responses ready. We're excited to go ahead and hear your guys' insight and response to the Q&A.
I can hear Blue at the door right now. I can hear you guys finishing.
Exactly.
You guys are wrapping up the podcast.
Make sure you guys go ahead and also check out the link tree if you guys are looking for the platforms that we are available on. If you guys are not able to go ahead and catch us live when we stream over on Twitch. Yeah, we're on a couple different platforms. Check them out. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to go ahead and follow our friend Erin in her journey, she has a link available over our link tree.
At the top of our link tree.
Donations to her GoFundMe.
And
do you want to go ahead and say her
Instagram
Instagram name?
is funny. Her Instagram is Unsteady and Ready on. That's her Instagram handle.
There you go.
Check it
So
out.
if you want to follow along her journey,
She has
go ahead and follow
some
her.
good stuff on there.
And
Oh, really?
Is damn poor Oni.
Poor Oni instead of Anya Capone.
Oni. And Jacobs, have a good weekend, everyone. We have Jacob's code also. Zach will be able to read that one for us in a bit. And Tish says, ooh, I get to sleep before 2 a.m. Girl, you're not falling asleep before 2 a.m.
Girl, you're not. Yeah. And Eddie says, oh, actually, Bryce Pappenbrook will be at Anime Riverside this weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Are you gonna meet him?
Out over in the Riverside area. Go ahead and look out for that. And yeah, Eddie.
We're not going to be in town this weekend. We're going to Guatemala, according to my coworker.
Over to Guatemala.
Nico's going to meet Bryce Pappenbrook this weekend.
Okay. Cool.
You're like, we're going.
There you go.
I was going to say, if we were going to be here this weekend, I would ask for the Addy, but
Yeah. I have 5 cats to cuddle.
that should put you right to sleep.
There you go.
Unless they're just sprinting around the room.
Yeah.
No, that's 3 a.m. when they wake her up.
Also, as stated earlier from our friend Jacob, Chopper reveal this weekend. Live action Chopper.
I have 5 cats to
Finally.
cuddle. I have anime and video games.
There you go.
Godspeed, Jacob. That's all you need,
One
man.
Piece live action season 2 teaser at some capacity this weekend. Like Jacob said, everybody have a great weekend.
Son.
And
My boy!
huge shout out to Nate. Nate Plays Bad. Go ahead and support
Love
Nate
you,
Plays Bad
Nate.
over on
Love you,
his
Nate.
channels. He has a Twitch channel. He also has YouTube as well. Everything will be under the name Nate Plays Bad.
He
They had
does like
golf
all
ball
of it.
sized tail this last week.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Damn, that's crazy.
Like literally like golden snitch sized tail.
That's scary.
That's
what are
like
you even supposed to
freaking
do?
Zeke,
They ran out.
that's like
in it.
them Zeke boogies falling.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
There you go. Yes,
Okay, there
shout
was an
out to
earthquake
Nate.
in the Philippines.
There's
Luca got a call to be
there
like,
were-
you need to come down from your 42nd floor. He's like, why?
Uh-oh.
Like, there's an earthquake. He's like, there is?
There were 40 there's been like over 44.0
You got it.
over 44.0 magnitude earthquakes every day for the last week.
Wow, really?
That's not
Yeah,
alarming.
the one in the Philippines was like 4.8 or something.
There's been
like,
multiple
"The rumbling."
5.0s every day.
They're like, hey, you're on the 42nd floor. We need you to come down. It's not safe up there. He's like,
fucking
oh.
rumbling.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, every day it's been like at least
Hey.
34.0 and
If anyone tells you it has to do with the temperature, they're lying. It's because
And
Aaron is near.
The rumbling, and if our rumbling is just the world literally just shaking until it like eventually just like
Yeah, everything
know.
just like, it's like an Etch-a-Sketch. Let's restart.
our rumbling is the rapture, bro.
then all
Etch-a-Sketch.
we need to do is again just be right with the Lord and love one another and just
Faith and
cherish
faith alone, man.
cherish
Let me
the
stop
time that
spreading
we have.
propaganda.
Cherish the time that we
The
have.
rumbling. It's the
you know,
tariffs. Yeah.
It's tariffs, exactly. I mean, again, we talked about even just how the world is and the world we live in, and just with technology and
The
everything.
prices
Like
are making the world shake.
enjoy the days that we are blessed with,
Inflation's so high, the
and again,
Inflating
love those that are close
Earth.
to you. Spread that love and positivity, everyone. Please. Like, I can't stress it enough, man. Like, there's so much craziness going on. Let's just be these shining beacons of light.
Yeah.
Even if there are very, few of them, like, just be, something that is kind of, positive for people around you that can go ahead and kind of gravitate towards.
If you're not up to date news nowadays, I don't blame you.
It's scary.
Because
It's hard to be in
just
America.
taking the current United States news right now, it's best to just stay off of it because it really does just bum you out, man.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Aaron's coming.
I don't blame you for not being into the news right now because I'm struggling to be into it.
My Lord's coming, bro. It's time.
Don't forget over on Fandomion.
Aaron's
get 10%
coming.
off.
I can ask who did his silk press. His hair was so pretty and shiny in the final thing when he's this big old founding titan.
Yeah.
He's got metalhead hair. Looks so good.
Remember those Fandomion days?
Oh yeah, Fandomion. I don't have anything now. Maybe in Etsy, we'll see.
Fandomion's not even Fandomion
definitely should
anymore,
make
right?
an Etsy.
You just
I
say
keep saying I
Fandomion
should,
chain?
I should, maybe.
Fandomion.
I just gotta do it.
Just make it one day. You don't even have to put anything. Just make the account.
Maybe I'll make the account this weekend.
Good idea.
Yeah. We do have
We do. We have your code.
codes. There's multiple.
Is it actually multiple?
No, just one. Just code.
Saw me Ace in heaven.
It's up more.
I know what it was. Is just the one?
Yeah, just that one.
This week's code is code love because the world needs it. Seriously.
You're
Brought to you by Jacob.
Brought to you by Jacob.
No, you said no Fandomion. Yeah, I know.
yeah, no Fandomion.
Yeah, no Fandomion.
Our code is from Jacob.
Yeah.
Love. And I like that code. Good code.
It's a very good code, and the world does need more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have your codes. We don't need the Fandomian codes.
But all right, that's all I got for you guys. Again, just be those beacons of light, spread the love and positivity. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week. And hopefully you guys get to join us, and as we get to continue to go on this adventure of AOT. All right, love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Not much to say. Bye, guys. Love you. Be safe. We're going to be having fun, and we're going to be getting tan.
I'm going to leave you guys with this. Proverbs 2:6, for the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Love you guys.
Amen. Love you guys.
Get right with Jesus. Bye, guys.